Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, bringing you the watch along for Rennes versus Tottenham with, of course, co-host Jack Kanicki. Jack, how are you keeping, my man?
Keeping well, David. Looking forward to this, the probably likely victory tonight. I have the Kronenbergs, ready for later. Those French beers, David, they're sitting in the fridge ready to be. It's a little too early to have them now, David, especially, before the game's even started. But, believe me, post-match, they're going to be all gone by the end of the day.
No, look, this is what this watch along is about. It's just a chill out vibe, nothing too serious. Right. Just if the Harris Army want to enjoy it with us, more than happy to have them. And look, guys, some of you, it is a day after time after work, after a full day's work. It's just bordering on 5:45 here, guys. So make sure you crack open the beers or whatever it is you like to relax. And sit here and chill out vibes with myself and Jacko. But Jack, look, we will get into it. Of course, the Tottenham lineup is here. We have Galini, Doherty, right back, Tanganga rolling at centre back, Davies at left back with Skip, and then Ndombele, I presume, holding in the 2 with Hill as the cam. Bergwijn out left, Lucas out, Ryan and Kane up top. Absolutely love it. Dark Sung Ji will be absolutely delighted not to see, Mr. Stinks in there. He can breathe. Maybe he can have, some food during this match because, it is only one we have to put up with, and that is Mr. Anonymous, aka Mr. Catastrophe. But look, before we get Jack's quick opinions on the starting lineup, we will welcome some of the Harris Army in. We have Ribsy says, just going to park here in the chat for half an hour like a big Spurs nerd. Absolutely love it, Ribsy. I hope things are well with you, my man. We have Brian says, big up Jack and David. We got the attacking lineup we wanted. Now we need to see if the boys can produce. Come on, you Spurs. 100%, Brian. We got exactly what we wanted. A good attacking lineup. Nuno definitely he definitely has the eyes on the prize, that's for sure. James Redmond says, Davies is the only weak link. Otherwise, surprisingly strong team. Kane starts, but no Winks. 100%, my man. Delighted. Dark Sung G's in the building says, come on, you Spurs. Big up, Dark Sung G. We have Dan N says, no Winks, no problem, boys. Time to line them up and knock them down. 100%, Dan N. Absolutely pumped for the game. Tor Thomason says, I can't wait to see Ndombele, Brian Messi, and Ronald Moura, Dino doing flicks and absolutely breaking these Rennes players' ankles. Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely love it, Tor. Tor is pumped as well. My man. Shamu says, strong team. Shamu just woke up. It's 4:40 a.m. Wow. It's 2:40 a.m. where Ribsy is. Big up, everybody. Let me know what time it is where you are all watching from. Poor old Ribsy might be a bit under the weather for work tomorrow. Feel the flu coming on. Yeah, flu, there's definitely a couple of weeks you could get off with that, my man. Big up, Ribsy. Dark Sun G21 says it's 1:45 a.m. for him. Wow, everyone up late. Fair play. The commitment is unbelievable from you boys. Jerry says the boys are back in town. Hashtag Harris Army. That we are. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Great song that. Big up, Jerry. Absolutely love it. We have Bobby Spurs says 3-0 the Spurs tonight, but more importantly, a good performance. I couldn't agree more. We also have Jamie Todd in the building says, is the main focus for Tottenham this season? Is this the main focus for Tottenham this season? Look, I definitely want to go and win it. It'd be more of an embarrassment if we don't win it. We'd be clipped up everywhere. Mac says, come on, you Spurs. Big up, Mac. Mr. Dark Sung G says, yeah, I'm happy that there is no easy pass. Absolutely love it. Alex Carlton says, good evening. Good evening. Good lineup. Yeah, we're happy with that. Andrew Splintoff says, good evening, David. How are you? Come on, you Spurs. I'm good, my man. I hope things are well with you. We have William McKenzie in the house. Says, my eyes are glued, but I can't hear you. Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely love it, William McKenzie. Can everyone else hear us? Is there a problem on our end? Can everyone else hear us? Sue Smith is in the building. Big up. We have Arms in the building. Big yourself up. We have Eddie Ryan. Adam, big yourselves up, everybody. Take a big up. Take a big bow, and thank you for joining us. Make sure you have smashed the like on the stream, guys. Make sure you smash a subscribe on the channel if you're new as well. Make sure you smash a subscribe on the channel if you're new. And look, guys, why not help support the channel with a super chat or two? Help support me and Jack on our journey. And it's 11:45 a.m. in Texas.
Big up Texas. Big up Alex. That's my favorite state. That's my favorite state in the USA. So not the best politically, but honestly, beautiful, beautiful state. Best food in the country too, Alex, in my opinion, in Texas.
Yeah, no, look, over here we get a lot of American food programs and it all seems to be centered around Texas, that's for sure. But guys, we are at 1:30 now. If you guys want to sync up with us, of course, Tottenham in that lovely all-white kit. Absolutely love to see it, Jack.
No, we do love to see it. Honestly, the boys look stunning in that kit actually as well. Tanguy to Stevie B, they look really good in it. I will say Tanganga at the back right now looks very sexy in that white kit too, Dave. Honestly, even Harry Kane, obviously with the beautiful flowing hair, you can see Harry Kane trotting around it as well. They all look great in it. Even Matt Doherty, Dave, looks good in it.
No, they do. They all look good. Look, Harry Kane, it looks like it's giving a bit of confidence.
More Tanguy spin cycle. Tanguy spins.
With the step over. Out wide to Bergwijn. Tanguy is on it. Bergwijn with the shot. He should have played the ball outside.
David, I told you the Tanguy laundromat's been opening up again. You know, they're going to be putting the spin cycles. Like I said, Tanguy, all he knows is the high tumble, high dry. You know, he's just spitting them through the nice spin cycle, Dave. It's honestly, I'm looking forward to this. The Rennes players, you know, they might have to, you know, bring a bucket, Dave, because they're going to be looking around, you know, not even know where they are. It's kind of like coming out of a roller coaster, Dave. You know, you're a bit nauseous, a bit queasy. That's what it's like to be spun by Tanguy.
Over the top by Tanganga. Oh, just too much on it for Brian Hill. Jack, we are looking saucy today, man. We are starting very, very bright. You know, and Ndombele out with the techers, the skill already. Brian Hill with the runs in behind. Even Tanganga's pinning 40-yard bars. And Tanguy telling people what to do already. Jack, he looks pumped. He wants to give a big middle finger up to that French manager.
Oh, maybe so, Dave. But I think as well, like I said, and you know, on the pre-match pump-up, Dave, I think it's really also just Tanguy trying to even prove something, of course, to the fans as well, considering he's had a lot of attention in the press, similar to maybe how Harry Kane has had a lot of attention in the press. He's just trying to maybe prove, you know, the Spurs fans wrong as well, you know, saying this is why you play me over Easy Pass.
No, 100%. That's for sure. That's for sure. We have
G, I'm happy that Stevie is back. He's ready for the Blues. Yeah, I'm liking seeing Stevie B, Dark Sun G in the short socks, the short shin pads. He looks good in the white kit. I'd like to see him play well this match, Dark Sun G for sure.
No, 100% Dark Sun G. I couldn't agree more, my man. Look, Stevie is back. Let's see if he can produce tonight. And he is ready for the Blues. That's definitely something we can take for sure. And as Dark Sun G, I bet you're... Look, everybody, let me know what you think of that pure white kit. It's actually silk. I love it. It is good. I think I might actually have to bite the bullet and go and buy it. I'll be honest with you. The all white, it's absolutely beautiful. Back to the old days, really, I have to say. Ribsy85 says, it's too late for me to be witty, so just pretend I said something clever. Come on, you Spurs.
That was clever, Ribsy. That was funny. Don't you worry. Good one, Ribsy.
Absolutely love it, Ribsy. No, Ribsy, my man, I hope you're sitting there, you know, enjoying life. Let us know what drink you're having, or, you know, what munchies you have beside you, my man. Let us know. I'm sure you're enjoying Tangu's skills anyway, starting off. And, of course, we have Dan N here as well with the super chat. Says, it's so nice to see the all-white Europe kits again. It really is. It is a blast from the past. It is gorgeous. Honestly, I can't take my eyes off it. You know, it's absolutely a sight of beauty, I have to say. I really that's my big thing for this game, is just that. I absolutely love it. It's great to see it. Look, my dad used to tell us about the all-white kits growing up, you know, what he's seen Tottenham in and all of that jazz. And I'm just delighted to see it. And I can understand why he has such nostalgia going back to them days in the all-white kit, because you just look the part as well, Jack, you know?
Yeah, no, a lot of people look really good in a kit like that, Dave. I even said earlier, Matt Doherty seems to look good in it. Players that you wouldn't even expect, you know, to be looking really good in a kit like this. It's just meant for everybody. I would say everybody from your little brother to your sister to your mother, absolutely get them this kit. It honestly looks good on everybody.
No, it definitely does. It's a very nice kit, I have to say. I'm very impressed with it. Very, very impressed with it. But it
seems like, you know, we're just kind of recycling the ball through the back line. Tanganga has now played it out to Doherty. That's where we are at the moment. We are 5 minutes and 40 seconds in, everybody. Rennes are now able to take the ball here. I will say, Dave, a big miss for Rennes, and I know Shamu will agree with me, is this Croatian player named Lavro Meyer. He just moved there this season from Dinamo Zagreb. He actually was part of that. Rennes are a bit in behind here. They played it back across. Brian Hill's able to cut it out there and play it off a Rennes player for a throw-in. But I was going to say, Lavro Meyer, I believe, is missing for this game, Dave. And he's actually someone who I definitely rate. He had a very good game against us, I think, against Spurs when he was playing for Dinamo and, you know, in that big upset. So I would say I'm actually quite relieved to see him maybe left out of this match for Rennes, as well as obviously Jeremy Doku is another one that we're probably quite relieved to see not be playing in this one.
No, 100%. Jeremy Doku, I know he's a big fan of you, but you're a big fan of him, Jack. And of course, Meyer as well. I know how much you really enjoy Meyer's silky skills. So there's a big plus that he is out. But big up Dan and Ribsy for the super chat so far, for the support, and Dark Song G. It doesn't go unnoticed, guys. Really, really appreciate it.
Legends.
Shamu says, I do live in New Zealand. I'm just saying I'm with yous in terms of the lateness. Oh, yeah, that's what Ribsy. I think Ribsy is winding them up. Dark Song G says the kit looks really nice. Max says all whites are too clean. Yeah, look, they're definitely going to have to get the good stuff to Daz on that after the game, that's for sure. But look, they might be that good. They might not even need to get it dirty. Killian Kenny, big up there. There's your usual shout out, my man. Ribsy says, can you lads give us your game time? I think I'm a bit ahead.
You probably are a bit ahead of us, Ribsy. I think David and I are at 7 minutes and 25 seconds at the moment. Matt Doherty has just played it across field, a very dangerous pass to Joe Rodon, who has a touch of class to take it into the midfield, and played it to Brian Hill. Brian Hill is now on the ball, playing it out wide, it looks like, to probably Stevie B here. So that's where we are at the moment, 7 minutes and 43 seconds in.
No, there you are, Ribsy. Hopefully everyone can sync up. Tanguy trying again here in the middle. I think
don't even worry about being ahead of us sometimes. The Harris Army, you're always ahead of the game. We know that, you're always ahead of the curve as well, the Harris Army. So don't you worry. It's not your fault.
Big up Dermot, Tottenham Tantrum as well. I hope things are well. Mr. House says it's a classic kick. CD says, is Gill playing a part in the three in midfield?
Seems to be playing that number 10 there, David. He's just kind of floating around in the middle, playing a free role. Practically maybe.
This is exactly what we've seen against Pacos, Jack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually very similar to what we saw against Pacos. I would even say the way he's actually tracking back at times as well is almost a bit similar to the Tanguy position that Jose had when Tanguy was playing number 10 for us in that 4-2-3-1, not when he was in the pivot, David, but when he was playing ahead of Musa Sissoko and Højbjerg. Remember, Tanguy, despite being that number 10, he would track back, come back and win the ball, then lead the charge going forward. It seems like Brian Hill is kind of doing a bit of the same here. And maybe what you might say about Brian Hill is he's probably just a lot more rapid, a bit better shape as well. So he's actually practically ideal for that kind of position and work rate, David.
No, he is. He definitely is. And just looking at him here, Jack, he's making a lot of movements, whether it's in behind, dropping short into space to be able to receive the ball. He's a nuisance. An bundle of energy. He's definitely like a Duracell bunny, I have to say. And I'm absolutely loving watching him play. And look, I have to say, Tottenham have started very well, Jack. We've looked very assured in possession, playing on the front foot, plenty of movement with players going in behind and the whole shebang. So I have to say, I'm absolutely delighted with the start.
We're even seeing Ben Davies get far forward here, David. I mean, I'm surprised the nosebleed hasn't even happened yet for Ben Davies. So that's how silky the possession is at the moment, Dave, is that Ben Davies is even able to get this far forward. So just shows that hopefully the boys are having a bit more confidence in their creative ability as well. Tanguy just winning the ball a bit high there, showing him the weight room as well. Sir, I have no idea how that's a foul on Tanguy. I need that to be explained.
Oh, what? How is he giving that?
Sir, he had the ball there.
Oh, that's ridiculous, Carla. Do we have to go through this again, Jack? Do we have to ring in the guards again and get them in there? Because, again, they're committing crimes on the whistle. Really, it's a crime to the whistle, Jack.
I thought I actually saw a bit of red underneath that yellow referee kit as well, Dave. So it does make a bit of sense. He's probably just, and just enjoying, the Cronenbergs with the fans before the game.
Oh, great ball in behind.
Tanguy.
Oh, yes! Come on! Let's have it. Lucas Moura, a great ball in behind, I have to say. Let me see this again. It was a great flick in behind for Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura then ran at the Rennes back four. And, look, he took a shot. It was deflected and hit the back of the net. But let me see who played that ball through to Lucas. This is what we want to see. 1-0 up already inside 20 minutes. It's Tanguy Ndombele with the back heel. Oh, my Lord. What are we seeing here? With a back heel and a nuts to go with it. Straight into the path. Straight into Harry Kane. Harry Kane in behind to Lucas Moura. And it's 1-0. Tottenham are absolutely soft right now.
Ball by Harry. What an absolute ball by Harry.
What about the back heel from Tanguy? What about the back heel from Tanguy between the defender's legs? Then the ball gets played into Harry, and then Harry with a beautiful ball. What a goal, Jack. We are saucing.
No, absolutely. And the moment you put Tanguy into the lineup, Dave, that is the secret ingredient. It is the secret sauce in the lineup there, Dave. Absolutely. And I would say with Tanguy, he's just absolutely showing us why we play him over easy pass. And maybe even what Sean Snow and plenty have said, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 60 seconds of Tanguy is much better than 90 minutes of easy pass. That's what he's showing today, Dave.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. Tanguy is absolutely balling in the midfield. I have to say, though, what a ball by Harry Kane.
No, incredible ball by Harry. His back was completely turned, Dave. His back was completely turned as well. I have no idea how he even played that.
Do you know what it is, Jack? He took on board what
sir, I'm going to have to be seeing the cuffs. David, like I said before, and I've said it last time, there's certain times when I do hope the referee has brought his cuffs with them, because that, again, it's just not football, Dave, those type of tackles.
No, it's not. It's not, especially with Chelsea coming up, But, Jack, what was I going to say? I have to say, look, Harry Kane has took on board what a lot of people are saying, that he's not interested. He looked like he wasn't interested, and then just flicks it round the side. But I have to say, what an absolute great bit of play, and it all kicked off by Endon Baller with his back heel straight through the defender's legs, and we've gone with another ball over the top here. Ken Bergwijn get on it to the end of it. He's offside. Unlucky. Tottenham are playing very well here at the minute. It's absolutely great to see. People said that Tottenham don't have creativity in them. I think you need to take a long, hard look at this match. Let's take a few comments.
Stevie B is getting a little bit of a scuffle with a Rennes player at the moment, Dave.
That's what I love to see, the fight and the passion, Jack. That's all we want. I love to see that we're getting into fights. It shows that we care, It shows that we care. I absolutely love to see it. But look, let's take a few comments here from the Harris Army. Shamu Van Spurs says it's end domination. Toffee says great Ndombele back heel. Jerry says don't F with Stevie. Adam says, oh wait, it's an OG. Never mind. A goal's a goal. 100% a goal is a goal, my man. Ribsy says, oh, Jesus Christ, this isn't what we need. Leading, though. Yeah, exactly. 100% we're leading. Dan N says, really not a pub side. About Rennes. CD says, Kane looks up for it today, coming back to receive the ball. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely love it. Ribsy, I'm just going to delete that abortion of a comment. Wait, not skip, winks. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Ribsy. Maybe you're getting a bit sleepy, my man. Maybe you're getting a bit sleepy. Adam McFarlane says, unleash Ndombele. Touch from Gill, 100%. Tanguy playing like the Globetrotters. Definitely is. Edwardson says, Tanguy is class. Who else have we got? We've got Ribsy says, imagine bloody start and skip instead of Ndombele. At least Nuno learns quick. That's where he meant to say winks, 100%. Dark Sun G said he made the DF make a fatal error. 100% he did. Great point. And we have Am says he's magic. Nuno, absolutely.
I love that AMZ. By the way, AMZ, he's always just doing that, just to remind us. Even I remember during when we were talking about, of course, the very uncomfortable question about, Nuno's future and whatnot, which was very painful. And can you answer me, Dave? AMZ, the whole time when we were talking about that, he just kept writing that into the chat. Honestly, the best kind of comment there is when we're talking about that. He's only magic, and Nuno.
No, definitely 100%, my man. I absolutely appreciate them comments as well, by the way. Shane O'Neill says, this is the type of ball we wanted. How hard is it? Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree more. Dylan Harris says that his stream is gone. No way, my man. No way.
Dylan. I'm sorry, Dylan. Hopefully, maybe while you can just at least listen to us. Hopefully, with us, it's a bit more, relaxed, not as much of the play-by-play. But at the moment, I am actually probably a bit behind the Harris Army, but I'm 15 minutes and 6 seconds in. Matt Doherty is now playing it wide. Lucas just gets crunched by a player. Again, referee, I'm going to need to see something here. I'm going to need to see some colors come out of the pocket. But, David, hopefully this won't turn into another Crystal Palace match with the referee, probably wearing the other team's jersey under his kit.
No, it definitely won't, Jack. We're in cruise control here, I would say. I'm absolutely delighted with what I'm seeing, I have to say. We have
Brian.
Dylan, get in contact with me on Twitter. I'll send you a link for the game, my man. Big yourself up. We have Atavron Wemberley 1 says maybe Tanguy has realized if he really wants to move to Real, Barca or Bayern, then he has to show what he's got. Shane realized that 2-3 years ago. Oh, Harry Kane looking like he wants to form a smackdown move on one of the Rennes players there. Absolutely love to see that. Oh, that's a great tackle. And the referee blows up. Honestly, that's soft. Honestly, the referee is soft. Did the missus not give him something last night or something? Because he is pure soft today, Jack. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm sick of it. But big up, Artravon. Really appreciate the comment. Brian sees in the building, says, big up, lads. I have you on the Bluetooth in the car on the way home from work. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Brian. So you really appreciate that, my man. Look, you should have maybe pulled a sickie, a half-day sort of job today to get home for the game. But no, I appreciate the dedication, my man. Top man, absolute legend. Steve R says, evening, gents. Big up, Steve R. Adam McFarlane says, Endom is good enough for Madrid if his head is right. Yeah, no, look, we all know how good he can be, but it's getting the head right. Hard Pass Sports Podcast says, bro, the stream in the US is so trash. Lags every 1 minute. I'm sorry about that, my man. Paramount Plus, the same one you're on, Jacko.
Mine's not lagging too much at the moment, but I do know what he means. Like Paramount Plus, plenty of times going to have technical difficulties, and things like that. So I do definitely understand what you're going through. But for the moment, mine isn't too bad. It's just occasionally has that funny, like fuzzy kind of screen that's not usually anything to do with internet, if you know what I mean. Stevie B is tripping over himself while he's sprinting forward, Dave, which is quite, and he plays the ball into Harry, which is quite clever. I would say Harry holding up the ball, being kind of double teamed inside the box, finds a clever way out.
Why does that surprise me, Jack?
And then it's Lucas from Ben Davies cross into the box. You don't see that very often. And Lucas Moura, unfortunately, maybe wasn't tall enough probably to reach that despite his beautiful vertical ability. That was Brian Hill whipping it in. Excuse me.
No, 100%, Jack. I'm just setting up a thing here where we can be on the same one. I have a good one here.
No problem.
1 second, Jacko. Do you want to take this super chat from Dark Song G? He says, please no easy pass.
Absolutely, I'll take over here, Dave. No problem. Dark Song G saying, please no easy pass as substitute. Use youths in second half. Yeah, definitely Dark Song G. Dark Song G, and do remind me if maybe somebody like a Marcandi or maybe even I know Dane Mbappe is on the bench or Dane Starlet is on the bench. But definitely would like to see even some of our youth attackers come onto the bench. I don't think we need an easy pass into a game like this, but maybe Dark Song G, let's say 4 or 5-0 up probably is when you put in an easy pass. A good shot on goal for Rennes. Oh, a very, very, very tough chance for them. That was very scary. There's a shot on goal at Rennes, parried away by Galini. Not very well parried, I must say. And then he actually parried it right next to or right towards one of the Rennes players who tried to head it in home, but actually couldn't find the finish. So very, very scary opportunity. Actually, we'll say, we were probably could have been humbled there, could have actually equalized Stade Rennes. So definitely have to be wary here. We definitely need to get that second insurance goal sooner rather than later. Now it's being played by Galini up top to Lucas Moura, who does win the header, but goes sailing past Harry Kane here. But Dark Sun G, really do big yourself up. I would say maybe Harvey White, if he's available. I'd like to see Harvey White do it, but I'm not sure. Dark Sun G, I'm not sure of the bench at the moment. I know David has a much bigger familiarity with the bench options. So do let me know, Dark Sun G, which midfielders you'd like to see instead of easy pass coming onto the pitch. Right now, it's the ball is at Tanganga's feet at the moment. He plays it wide to Rodon here. Stevie B loses it. Pretty bad hospital pass, I will say, to Stevie B out wide. Ball in behind here. The Rennes number 9 is able to chest it up, able to hold it up here. He's taking on Rodon, plays it out wide. Ball into the box. Tanguy wins it. Surprisingly, comes into the box there. Very well done by Tongs. Rennes here having a bit of spell possession. A ball in behind here for Rennes again. And it's played off of Davies out for a corner. I will say now they're kind of growing into the game, actually, the Rennes players. Definitely a bit dangerous, some of these balls that they're actually playing. I would say they're getting a bit more freedom down the left-hand side, which is Ben Davies' side, which I know Dark Sun G is probably noticing plenty of.
No, he definitely is. Big up, Dark Sun G. Really appreciate the support, my man. Everyone, make sure you are smashing that like button. If you're new, smashing that subscribe button. And guys, make sure you do get your super chats in. It is a great way to help support us here on our YouTube journey. And if you're like me and you don't like waiting in queues, it's a great way to skip the queue in the chat. Tor Thomason says, do you guys have a stream for the game? Yeah, but unfortunately, we're actually not allowed to give it out, my man. We can get taken down for that. I'm sorry, my man. Look, if you have Twitter, get in contact. The Twitter handle is below. Ribsy85 says, Lucas getting battered. Vince Vega, good to see you, my man. Vince Vega, he says, come on, you Spurs, great play for Ndombele and Kane for the OG. Thanks for the watch along, guys. No, appreciate it, my man. Appreciate you hopping in, my man. Shamu says, brilliant hot dog ribs. Montesir says, Irish Hotspur and Jack making Spurs great again. I appreciate that, my man. You're too kind. Absolutely love the praise. Jerry says, we will not speak of his name today. 100%. Pablo Miguel Escobardo's in. Big yourself up, my man. I hope things are good with you. Who else have we got in the building? Dylan, I got in contact with you on Twitter, my man. Who else have we got here? We've got Brian Maguire. Good to see you in, my man. You have Antonio Montana. Good to see you in as well, my man. I hope things are well.
Shot on goal, and it's a goal for Rennes. It's a goal for Rennes. It's a shot from outside the box. Oh, wow. The fans are actually all over it. They're absolutely loving it, you would say.
Hugo Lloris looks pissed off.
He does look a bit pissed. I would say possibly could have saved that. I would say, we were absolutely dominating. And them Rennes, for some reason, were able to just somehow been able to control possession here.
Oh, it was a good one, too, to be fair, with the striker by the winger. And it was a good finish.
That is a great finish.
Yeah, Golini probably, I don't know, being picky, I think Golini maybe probably could have got a bit of something onto it. But look, it's 1-1 here.
Not bad play, but this is maybe what we've been talking about, Dave, where maybe I've been guilty of this. We kind of written off, Rennes a little bit at times, kind of maybe called them a bit of a pub team, but by no means are they not. They are actually quite a decent team. So far in the Ligue 1, they haven't been playing too well for how well they've done before in past seasons, but that just showed, David, they are definitely a team that can hurt you at times.
No, they definitely are. So anyone that's just tuning in, it is 1-1 as we speak. Absolute shambles. Tottenham kicking off again here in the all-white kits. Look, I wouldn't say poor defending. It was just a good move by Rennes. It was a good 1-2 maneuver with the striker and the winger.
Pretty good goal. Yeah, you have to admit
it was a good strike from outside the box, to be fair. But look, Jack, I still would expect us to go up here, and answer back and, go on and win this game. Now, surely we can't be crumbling against Rennes. We should be, picking this up, take it on the chin, act like men, and get back at them and go back at them and try and go for the win. Doherty is extremely wide here, and he's just being completely ignored by Tanguy Ndombele. Absolutely love it. And Tanguy Ndombele, to be fair, he's moving, he's passing, and he's moving, Jack. He's passing, he's following up his passes.
No, he wants the ball every minute, Dave. He wants the ball every second.
Oh, that's a beautiful ball over the top for Bergwijn. Poor control by Bergwijn, let him down. Honestly, Ndombele, I want to know what he had for breakfast, Jack, because I'm now convinced I'm going on the Ndomballer fanboy diet. I have to think.
It's probably the Tanguy jerk sauce, Dave. I'm well familiar with it as well. It's a good spicy jerk sauce. It's full of flavor, full of a bit of creativity as well.
No, it is. Look, despite it being disappointing that it's 1-1, I think Ndombele is definitely a highlight so far. He's really putting a smile on my face. Let's see who else we have here in the building. We have Mr. Simon, number 7. Must have been Harry Winks' fault for that goal. Yeah, look, he was probably talking to somebody from the sideline while he was warming up or something, distracting them, I'd say. The Smasher said it weeks ago, we don't create enough chances. Yeah, no, that's a fair point. James Watson says, incredible atmosphere. No, it definitely is. Shane O'Neill says, went back into our shell since the goal. Are we ever going to learn our lesson? I don't think so, unfortunately. Dermot says, what an atmosphere. It's great. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Dermot. Hope things are well. We have Glenn. He says, this season is a great opportunity for silverware. No excuses. Couldn't agree more, Glenn. I could not agree more. We have M. Siriu. No creativity. Couldn't agree more. Guys, I see a few new faces in here. Make sure you are smashing the subscribe button. Of course, me and Jack, we do everything from previews, reviews, watch-alongs, fan shows where you guys can come on and have your say, debate shows and all the hot topics that week, predicted lineups, you name it, player ratings, you name it, we do it, guys. So it'd definitely be well worthy to subscribe, and of course get over and check out the second channel, Flatcapeurotalk as well. But Paul Markey with a super chat, Jack, he says there is a mentality in Spurs to go ahead and then go to sleep and let other teams back in. It's a legacy from Mourinho days, and that mentality must go. What do you think on that, Jack? What would you say to Paul Markey? Big up Paul Markey.
Paul Markey, I mean, to say that it came from the Mourinho days is probably not wrong, considering I don't really remember that being much of the case with Pochettino. Felt like, once we went 1-0 up quite early, we know there was only one team that was going to win it. It might even, then turn into a 3-0 or 4-0, where that often has been the case with Jose. I think even, Dave, we were one of the best teams under Jose at scoring within the first 20 minutes of a game, actually, where we were quite good at that under Jose. We would start games off actually very strong. But then what seems to have always happened is we start games off strong, maybe think we just have, maybe the game in the bag, or it just seems like, we have it quite comfortably, and we then actually get oddly punished, eventually, or we just kind of, take the foot off the gas, as maybe plenty might say as well. There does seem to be an injury of Steven Bergwijn on the sideline, David.
Yeah, it's not looking good, Jack. It's not looking good.
I didn't see what happened. There was a certain tackle or something put on him.
Yeah, it was a bit of a tackle, but look, it's all good. The game is moving, thank God.
Jack, I would say that the number 9 for I'll check that out, Dave. The number 9 for Stade Rennes is Guirassy. I will say he's actually. I wouldn't know if I rate him like really highly as a striker, but I think his hold-up play is proving to be actually quite good, David. I would say Guirassy. But going back to Paul Markey's super chat, yeah, I would say that the Mourinho mentality, probably it's possible that that's kind of what he instilled in the team, that, once you score once, maybe you have to take the foot off the gas. You have to be a bit more careful. And that's not really what we should do. You should always get that second goal for the insurance, even to just maybe be a bit more confident, be a bit more assured, but definitely so. And I definitely agree with that, Paul Markey. It's possible that did come from the Mourinho era, and Nuno's just trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, look, I definitely think that's the case. Look, with Tottenham, we've seen it throughout the Mourinho era. Look, we went 1-0 up. We tried to sit back and contain it. Look, it didn't help that we couldn't control a game with any of our passing whatsoever, either, when we did go 1-0 up. And look, it's something we need to stamp out of this club, and hopefully Nuno, with the fitness and the sharpness of the guys, going further into the season, that it will happen. Because, look, what I will say to people is right, Pochettino had this squad super fit, right? Thing is, go back and look at the seasons under Pochettino. We never started the first 5 games of the season well. It was after the first 5 games we went on a good run. And hopefully Nuno's fitness is based along the same thing. And look, Paul Markey, I do think it will be stamped out. All I'd say on that is, in Nuno we trust, my man. In Nuno we trust. But big up Paul Markey. I really appreciate the support, man. Really, really appreciate you. You're a top man, and you're always popping in here. Big yourself up.
Legend.
David Woodford says, General coming in. Yeah, Jack, did you see Højbjerg having a little word in Doherty's ear there while he was on the sideline?
Yeah, it's funny to see. A very dangerous opportunity for...
Oh, what's going on?
Stream seemed to cut out there.
That's the main thing. They didn't score.
Wow, that was scary, Dave. I will admit.
Yeah. Our stream went a bit dodgy there. We're like you guys. We're like some half the guys out there. We don't have any special stream or anything. We're using all the streams like you guys are. Mr. Brian Maguire says they have been kicking lumps out of him for most of the game. Tottenham Tantrum says Stevie B might be coming off. Interesting call there. Very interesting. Vince Wega says, guys, we look very narrow and exposed down both wings. Worrying. Yeah, it is starting to get a bit worrying. We just need to get a foothold in the game, guys. That's what we need to do. We need to get a foothold in this game. Why does this keep happening? Rennes coming down here. Striker again. He's linking up for everything. I don't know, Jack. I'm gonna have to go back to your one, man. This one is playing up now.
Okay, well, I'll open it up again then, David, for you.
Oh, we're back again. Oh, it's a 1-2 by Rennes. Oh, my God, what is going on? Yeah, Jack, we're going to have to open up your one back up again. We have Gaguma in the building. Big up, Gaguma. Hope things are well. Says, hello, Jack. Big yourself up. Absolute legend. I hope things are well. Paul Markey says, correct decision. We were being overrun in midfield. What's the story? Says, Bergwijn obviously didn't fancy it again. Yeah, it could be the case, or it could be carrying the injury, but I'd say the latter. Definitely big up me dad. I hope things are well with you as well. Hope things are good over there in the house. Tor Thomason says, why are we bringing in a defensive player when an attacking player is off. Yeah, look, bit like what Paul Markey says, being a bit overrun in midfield. Ian Ferguson says that chicken parm was epic last night, fellas. Hopefully we can turn it around. Absolutely love it. You made me look. I went to bed dreaming of chicken parmesan last night. Who else have we got here? Dan N says Doherty is giving these guys so much space. That he is. Look, we know the weak links in this starting lineup anyway, that's for sure. Sorry, guys, just trying to get the stream sorted out again.
I send you the link, Dave, there.
Oh, perfect.
Shot that sails over the bar from number 14 on Rennes. I think it's Terrier. Oh, no, it's actually, there's one player on their team, though, I do also know about named Terrier, I believe is his name. But yeah, I would say Garassi is that big number 9 that they have up top. It's definitely one that we should keep a lookout for because he does seem to have decent hold-up play, has decent movement as well. Probably one of the more physically strong number 9s you ever would play against. Kind of a similar, probably physicality, you might say, to like a Benteke. But Brian Hill in behind here, and the goalkeeper comes out to clear it. He probably was onside, considering that the goalkeeper did clear it there.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Rennes on the attack here now again.
Rennes on the attack down our right-hand side. And Lucas going in for a bit of an odd tackle there. I do like the aggression, though. Rennes now attacking down our left-hand side on Ben Davies' side. Ben Davies can maybe show a bit more urgency coming out to the ball.
Good clearance. We need to start getting a foothold in this game again, Jack. We've gone very poor. The first
very quiet.
We were all over it. We started fast. We were playing some good, slick football. What do you think has changed? What's gone on? Has it been a change in tactics from Rennes, or maybe have Rennes just woken up a little? What do you think?
Feels like maybe they just woke up a bit, Dave. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's possible that we have really struggled at actually getting out of our own half, Dave, which is, again, for some reason continues to be a problem for us, even creatively, because when we do win the ball back, we do struggle often to even retain possession. So that might be it. It's just, when you do lose the ball, maybe a team like Rennes, Dave, they like to keep possession. So that's probably what it is at the moment. They're also making great runs, I will admit, as well, some of the Rennes players.
They're just absolutely swarming us right now, so they are.
Absolutely. But we do have Hotspur now on the pitch. I think that's because of an injury.
And he's absolutely left one in. You love to see it. To be fair. Who else have we got? What's the story? Says 30 min's gone. It's time to take Ndombele off. He must be so tired, the poor thing. David Woodford says our fullbacks are really poor. Yep, 100%. Dan N says Gill is making great runs, not being picked out. No, he's not. He's making them time and time again. Honestly, if I was him, I'd be going in furious. I'd be opening the water bottles and start pouring them on some of the players and be like, wake up. Guguma says Rennes looking more aggressive. They are. Derek Hutchinson says we are playing shit. That's what's wrong. Fair enough. It's true. Park O'Barron says hello. Big yourself up, Park. Hope things are well. Dan CD says we are looking all over the place at the minute. Got to start getting a grip on the game. Yeah, we definitely do. 100%. It's been poor. It's been poor since the first few minutes. Finally, this Rennes player has decided he'll get his ass up off the field. About time, pissing me off there lying down. Tangayanda and Miley Cyrus, looking like he wants the ball again. He can't wait for the game to get going again, Jacko.
No, he can't. He's honestly looking like he's in top form at the moment, Dave. Even I wouldn't know about top physical shape, right? He's only been playing 35 minutes, but yeah, he's honestly really looking eager for it, especially David. He's very eager for the ball. He wants to be dictating the tempo. He wants to be dictating the game. So definitely, Tanguy is definitely up for this, I would say.
Funny enough, right? We actually have more possession. We have 55% to their 45%. But it looks like they have more possession.
They've climbed back. I feel like they've just climbed back. I think we were really dominating possession at first, David, and then they've kind of clawed it back, you might say, just kind of evened it up a bit more.
Harry has to be better there with his pass back. He just, come on. Start pressing the living shit out of them. I want to see a bit of movement here. I'm sick. This is getting too stacked for me now. Kaguma with the super sticker. Big up, Kaguma. Really appreciate it.
It's a fox. It seems like to be a fox or a cat of some kind of, with little hearts. And it's like a cheering cat with little hearts coming up and down. So it's a very, very cute one. I will admit, Kaguma. I really appreciate it as well.
No, I really do appreciate it. Big up, Kaguma. And I hope things are well with you. Look, Tottenham on the ball here in midfield. Oh, that's a free kick. Has the referee given it? No, I think he's given an advantage here, but that was definitely a free kick on Højbjerg. Skippy on the ball here in midfield. He gives it back to Højbjerg. Back to Skip. To Tanguy and Cyrus. Back to Skip. To Højbjerg. Sounds like Winch is playing here. Højbjerg out to Doherty. Let's see what Doherty can do. All the space down the right. He doesn't want to take it. He finally goes. It's a good one too with Harry Kane, and he drops inside and it's too far ahead. But Tottenham win the throw-in. Absolutely delighted with that. But Doherty, Jack, when the space opens up and presents itself like that, he has to attack that. He's too hesitant. He's way too hesitant to attack it.
It's a bit of an odd thing sometimes with Doherty, Dave. It's sometimes similar to maybe Stevie B when he gets close to the box as well. It's just a lack of urgency, to get the ball into the box, even with your own legs. Because sometimes, David, right, even as a player, once you yourself are in the box, right, a defender has to maybe take a step off. They have to actually be a bit more careful. That's what's something with Doherty I don't really understand. Fantastic ball in by Lucas, by the way.
Yeah.
Towards Harry Kane and Brian Hill. Unfortunately, was kind of caught out by the Rennes defenders there. I would say good defending by them. A fantastic ball in.
Unlucky Tanguy with the switch of play there to Brian Hill. He was unlucky there. But it was a good ball in, Jack, I have to say. A very good ball in by Lucas. What we want to see. Brian Hill being shown where the weight room is there, to be fair. Just a bit weak there. Who is that numpty? Is that Ben Davies? Right? It's a long ball over his head, right? It's clearly going out, Jack. Right? And do you know what he does? He decides he'll head it and keep it in play and puts in trouble.
I think that was Joe, actually.
Joe. Well, Joe, that's just shocking defending. Someone needs to wake them up here. Big up Sean Brown. He says, afternoon all. Big yourself up, Sean Brown. I hope things are well. Derek Hutchinson says, Doherty and Davies are useless. It's like playing with 8 men. Cuba99 says, we haven't attacked as a team for years. Now that our fullbacks are no longer wingbacks, we get forward even less. Yeah, 100%. Kaguma says, I'm great, David, thank you. Hope you and Jack are well too. I think we'll all be happier with another goal. No, 100%. Yep. Look, we're all good. We're always all good. Don't ever worry about us. But big yourself up. Really appreciate you asking. And definitely another goal make us happy. Darrell Denton's in. He says, we should be 3-1 down. Yeah, but we're not, my man. We're not. We're still hanging in the game. Let's see if, look, second half we can take it to them, and go at them and get the win. I'm convinced. Maybe Nuno just needs to have a word in a few of their ears. Maybe playing in the all-white kit at the very start got, maybe got to their heads. But I know my dad's watching, so Dad, let me know what you think about the white kits. I know you were a big fan of them back in the day. Guys, everyone, make sure you keep smashing that subscribe.
Well done, Lucas. Tanguy tried to show that same Rennes player a bit of the weight room as well, Dave, but unfortunately, it seemed like the referee wasn't really giving him any sympathy there. But Harry Kane getting absolutely raked.
Assaulted. Jack, honestly, sometimes I think I'm watching MMA.
The raking challenge, Dave. Yeah, that can't be raking his foot like that. That's actually atrocious.
Sometimes I think, are we actually watching wrestling or are we watching football? Especially when it comes to some of our world-class players, that some of these players can't even lace their boots. It's really, really irritating. It really, really annoys me. And the referee gives them no protection whatsoever. And then as soon as we make a challenge and we're like, okay, it's rugby, you want to play, let's go. And all of a sudden the referee is whistle happy. You know what I mean? It's like you watched White Chicks last night, Jack, at times. With the guy in the middle on the dance floor doing the whistle. He seems a bit jealous. It's a good ball in. Oh, unlucky. Good clearance by Rennes. Rennes were equal to it, but it was a good ball in. And it's a foot race between Lucas and their striker who keeps it in.
Joe Grimes here with the super chat saying, just woke up from my operation. Went well, I think. How are we getting on so far? I don't know. I didn't know you were having an operation today, Joe. Hope it's all right. Hope everything's all right.
Yeah, Joe, I hope everything's good with you, my man. I didn't know you were having an operation, but I hope everything's all right, man. And look, I really appreciate the super chat, even though you're on your in the hospital bed, my man. You really didn't need to do that, my man. And look, I hope you're good. And look, hopefully we dig in and get this win for you, Joe boy. Stay strong, my man. I hope to see you soon. If you need that, and just let me know, my man.
Yeah, also legendary comment also from Joe Grimes last night on Kaniki Answer Me, Dave, saying I'm simping harder for Tanguy. I forget what the exact line was, but good chance here for Harry Kane. Oh, that's a shot on goal, parried away by the goalkeeper. Bit unfortunate, I would say. Decent shot on goal by Harry Kane.
Who'd you get? Good save by the goalkeeper, I have to say. Well, it was good opening, presenting itself there. This is what we want to see. Tottenham getting back on the ball. Probably a bit too late into this half to be able to do it. But look, at least we're starting to get back on top of the game and starting to deal with it now. Tanganga on the ball out to Doherty. Doherty back to Jaffet. Jaffet into Skippy. Skippy into Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus back to Højbjerg. Højbjerg out to Doherty. And we're just doing nothing but passing it sideways. Someone needs to make a penetrating run.
Tanguy is it's actually Lucas sitting in the middle there, and Tanguy is just weirdly posting up against one of the back line defenders a bit oddly, I will say, actually putting himself very high up the pitch.
It's probably because he doesn't want to get back, Jack. But no, look, it's all that possession and done absolutely nothing with it. We just string 4 or 5 passes between us. And then, as soon as we go forward, I'm not being funny, right? I just watched Harry Kane there drop deep to try and get on the ball, Jack. And when he's dropping deep like that, right, in order to give ourselves a second option and not always have to put him under pressure when you're giving him the ball like that, he is actually opening up all that space in behind. Now, what I want to see there is like a Brian Hill or somebody come across and run in behind. Like the Lucas goal, really, Jack.
No, actually, yeah, like the Lucas goal. I know what you mean, Dave. It's a bit odd. I can't explain. Of course, it might just be, easily said, where it's just like, yeah, we're just playing shit. But it does seem to be hard to really dissect, what exactly has gone wrong in terms of our creativity and our possession, because it really felt like at first, Dave, we were absolutely silk. And then now it seems like either Rennes has been able to figure out our attacking movements, or it's just hard to know, Dave. It really is hard.
No, it is. It is. William McKenzie says, I don't know what the refs are doing, my man. Ian Ferguson says, Tanguy looking like the French freight train we all know and love, just not consistently. Ribsy says, that delivery looked good. It did. The Outlet is absolutely loving the kit, and he just says, kit is outstanding. Absolutely love it. CFC, Chelsea FC, Alex, you were playing crap. Yeah, well, what I say to you is I hope you play crap on the weekend. We're coming for you, Chelsea boys. But no, big up, man. Make sure you smash a like on the stream and subscribe on the channel. You can be the latest member to the Harris Army. Big up, Alex. The Chelsea
Hope you weren't too scared by that performance by the Russians yesterday, Alex, by the way. I would say not too convincing.
No, not too convincing at all. Not too convincing at all. And they had big bad Ram up front, and they held them pretty well, to be fair. I know he got the goal, but they did hold them pretty well. Tony
Buttigieg.
There you go, Jacko. Absolutely spot on. He says, I don't know what's wrong with this club. We never seem to improve. Yeah, look, I can see what you're saying. Look, let's see what the second 45 minutes have to offer. Darren says we're starting to defend well at the front, at least, like we did against City, 100%. Andrew says, I would rather get excited when Spurs score a goal. Yeah, that's true. James Redmond says a draw would be a good result under the circumstances. Definitely would be. No, it wouldn't be. I want the win, my man. I think we should be winning this, no problem. And Brian Maguire says, Chelsea, at least we're not 3 billion in debt. Absolutely love it. Harris Harry firing shots. Absolutely love to see it. We're just bordering on 44 minutes here, 45 seconds. Rennes with a free kick in our third. It's a pretty central free kick, so it's hard to see what they do here, whether he actually fancies one, because it's a long way out, or whether he's just going to float one over the top. Let's see what happens, because for me, I don't know, it's a very acute angle. He floats one in with a bit of whip. Oh, one of the Rennes players getting in there around the back post and nearly getting on the end of it. That was a very good free kick, Jack. It looked like one maybe from the training ground.
Yeah, it actually did, because it seemed like it was a bit of a far post kind of a play there, especially in the center of the field. It actually sometimes is hard to, find the right free kick, David, when the ball is positioned in the center of the field. But you might be right. That's actually probably a bit of a something that they've drawn up from before, maybe when they have a free kick in those positions. Because I will admit, sometimes it's easier to have a free kick, towards the sidelines or, towards an angle than it is to have it in the middle of the field like that. No,
it is 100%. Definitely is. Joel Grimes messaged me on Twitter, man. I'll send you one. Brian Maguire says this is why the owner has put them up for sale. He owes the debt. Atav Sean Wemberley says the Levy factor is always there. disastrously so. Yeah, 100%. That's always there, my man. That's always going to be there, unfortunately. And M. Siriu says we are devoid of character and ideas. Character is a big one. Character is a big one for me. That's a very good point, my man. I have to say, character is a big one for me. It just, like, especially after the Chelsea game or after the Palace game and everything else, you just don't like to see it, and it's just annoying.
No, it is. It is, certainly is. It looks like we might be going into halftime here, probably still level at 1-1. It feels like, maybe it's just, the gas has just been taken off, Dave. It's just, I don't know what has happened to the squad. We seemed to have control over it. We were playing very well in the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then just all kind of went downhill from there. Just seemed to have maybe lost that bit of I don't know what it is, just that link up play, that connection with each other, that silkiness that we were seeing from before. It's all gone away.
No, it is. It is. Look, Jack, my whole thing's after freezing on me. There was an update I had to postpone to later, so I'm going to have to turn it off and turn it back on. I'll be back in 1 minute.
No problem, David. Well, David is doing that. Let me know, everybody in the chat. I mean, I'm a bit disappointed, as probably you guys are as well, at the situation that we're going into. I thought we could easily be 2-0 up. Maybe I would say 2-0 up definitely would be an ideal scenario. That's what I predicted earlier, Harris Army. So do let me know. Ripsy85 down here saying, well, at least their crowd looked like a fun bunch. Absolutely, especially when they did score that goal. They were all over each other, jumping from the stands, moving down to the practically piling on top of each other. It definitely looks like an atmosphere. No movement. This is piss poor. Yeah, it definitely is piss poor, I would say, especially, after we scored that goal. It just felt like, the movement just ceased. Tanguy even has kind of maybe faded out of the game as well. I would even say Hotspur hasn't made too much of an impact either. Halftime, Shamu saying 1-1, started well, then the wheels fell off. Rennes are in the game now. Should have killed them off at the start. Definitely should have killed them off at the start. We should have gotten that assurance from before. I completely agree, Shamu. I completely agree. James Redmond saying there's a distinct lack of tactics from the away side here. Yeah, I would say actually we do have kind of a distinct lack of tactics or even ideas. It doesn't even seem like we're basically have already run out of ideas from the looks of it, James. I would say. CD saying Rodon and Doherty look all over the place. Yeah, they do look a bit all over the place. I would say, yeah, especially Doherty. I would say he doesn't seem to know what to do with all that space that sometimes he's being afforded. He's either not calling out for it enough, not being maybe dominant enough and asking for the ball because he has tons of space in front of him, I would say, down our right-hand side. Also, Ben Davies, I would say, has been exposed plenty of times on the left-hand side. It's really not looking good for either. But moving on, CD says, I haven't been too impressed with some of the defenders. Yeah, neither have I. Really haven't. I mean, Tanganga's looked decent, I would say, against Garassi in that good physical battle. But yeah, I would say I'm not very impressed either. Amir Boss saying can't blame Jose anymore. No, we certainly can. And there was those super chat though earlier, Amir, which did suggest that, it's possible that Paul Markey from the super chat earlier was saying that, maybe that Jose style from before where we would open up in the first 20 minutes with a goal and then kind of fade out of the game and eventually get kind of burned. It feels like this is potentially that Jose reminiscence still there, but definitely agree with you. I don't think we can be blaming Jose anymore, Amir. Eddie Ryan, same as last game. Our fucking midfield can't see a pass. Yeah, I would say it's just the lack of aggression. It's lack of progressive passes. It just seems like players like Tanguy are the only ones that are being willing to make any sort of dangerous pass forward. Some of our midfielders are just playing way, way too safe, in my opinion, if you ask me. And Ribsy85 saying Doherty, no interest at all in defending. They're just riding luck. Yeah, it does feel like we might just be riding luck, maybe just riding off of that 1-0 that we had from before. Definitely agree there. Brian McGuire saying we lack killer instincts in games. Yeah, you could say that, especially, we should be able to be 2-0 ahead. So we probably should just see ourselves as, there's no other scoreline that we'd be satisfied with, then probably, a 2-0, 3-0. That's what we should be going for. But it seems like the boys just aren't motivated enough to do it. Kuva99 saying my prediction skills are rubbish. I said the only way we'd score was from an overhit back pass, but it was just a standard own goal. Yeah, interesting. I would say there was actually a pretty beautiful goal, despite it being an own goal. I would say, especially the Tanguy unbelievable back heel, and then to the Harry Kane, hold up play with that pass as well. It's it's possible that Lucas probably would have still have finished that, or at least, the keeper would have parried it away to Steven Bergwijn to tap it in. But that's just being a bit optimistic, if you ask me. Kuva99, Dan and saying, we thought they'd roll over we thought they'd roll over after that early goal. Underrating our opponents again. Yeah, definitely underrating our opponents. And I'm quite guilty of it, Dan. I will admit I am a bit guilty of that. So hopefully maybe you can teach me next time about how to not maybe underrate such opponents like Rennes. Daryl Denton saying, I'm a patient man, but we should be 3-1. I don't think we should be 3-1 down, if you ask me, Daryl. But I could see where the frustration is coming from. Definitely see where the frustration is coming from. Dark Sun G saying, what subs do you want to see? David, maybe now that you're back, what subs would you like to see?
Look, I would like to see Dan Scarlett come on at some stage. I really would. I'd like to see him come on. Look, we've already made one with Højbjerg. I definitely don't want to see Winks anyway, that's for sure. Maybe a Niall John or McCandy might get a shout, I reckon. I think it'll be between them three, maybe to come on in the second half, because I'd be very disappointed to see him bring on a Winks or a defender, because look, at the end of the day, it's goals we need and we want to go and get the goals. But honestly, it's probably just like I needed to do there, Jack. I thought the update would take a lot longer. It didn't. It took like 30 seconds. So we're back up and running now. So we should have no more freezing, which is good. Yeah, look, maybe Nuno just needs to get them in, give them a few updates, Jack, plug them in, give them a few updates and send them out there again. Look, I'll be honest with you, I want to see more from Harry Kane up front. I don't blame him. Look, it's a bit like Brian Hill. They're making runs all day long. The ball's just not coming. It seems to be getting bogged down in midfield. We're just rotating it through the midfield out to the fullbacks and back in again.
Do you think it's a question of playing too safe, Dave? Is that what it is? It's just not the aggression, not taking risks maybe in some of the passes we were saying? I was saying Tanguy's the only one at times, willing to make maybe that dangerous progressive pass, up the field. He's the only one that wants to play direct, at times. So is it really that? It's just the lack of maybe desire to play direct, to play forward, to be aggressive, when developing our play?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a fear of making mistakes. I think it's a fear of not wanting to be the one to give away the ball.
Yep.
I think it's a fear of giving away the ball and maybe conceding like they were last season. Maybe that's in the back of their mind. But for me, get all the fear out of your mind. It's a new manager. Start playing with a bit of bollocks about you. Start getting on the ball. Make things happen. If you see Brian Hill making a run in behind, try and play it. Not all the time, but try and play it some of the times. Be brave. If it doesn't pay off, okay, fair enough. But go and win the ball back and try again. That's what football's about at the end of the day. You get the ball, you maneuver it quickly, you maneuver it with a bit of football intelligence, with a bit of movement, with a bit of pace, and you get in behind, you break these teams and you score goals. When you don't have the ball, you run around and you get it back till you do. That's what I want to see from this Tottenham team, because at the end of the day, look, they owe us fans a lot after that Palace game, Jack. That Palace one cut deep. When I was living in England, I lived near Palace. Yeah. It was the closest club to me. That cuts deep, That cuts deep. And for me, you can't... Like they have to come out and show us something here in this second half. They have to show us that they have a bit of determination, a bit of bollocks, a bit of fight about them. You can't go 1-0 up and then just sit back. Look, it started off so well. It ended with us on top in the first half. But it's that period in between. Jesus Christ, get on the ball and be proactive and make something happen. Yeah. It's all we want to see at the end of the day. Do I think it's tactics? I don't know. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think it's down to the individuals. Because look, at the back end of Poch era, we were seeing the same thing. Under Mason, okay, you were seeing the same thing. Mourinho, you were seeing it even worse. Now under Nuno, it seems to be that all we can do is sit in tight and do a quick counter-attack. And so I do think maybe it's down to personnel. But look, we all know we need that midfielder to step up now and just be brave on the ball. Højbjerg has the ability to do it. Ndombele has the ability to do it. Ndombele, in fairness, he is trying to get on the ball. He is driving at them. But at the same time, I want to see a bit more of a passing from him as well. It's all well and good driving at them. But, it's all well and good driving at them until you get to the final third. But it's what you do in the final third that matters. Guguma here says, started so well. Hope we come back strong. No, I hope so. Look, I do think we will. Let me make that clear. I'm a bit pissed off with the first half. Don't get me wrong. But I do think second half we should go out there and hopefully fitness will play a part. And they might tire because they don't have great numbers in that Rennes squad. So hopefully the games will take toll. And they're off the back of losing 2 straight in the French league as well.
Correct.
So look, I do think maybe the longer the game goes on, you will see Tottenham dominate a bit more. But I don't know. I just want to see a bit more, especially with some of the players we have in there. Like Jack, we're talking Brian Hill, Ndombele. 2 players that us fans are screaming out, saying that they're the answer to creativity. You have Harry Kane up there today. I think he's got one shot off so far. That's not the Harry Kane we're used to seeing. You have Lucas Moura out there. Okay, he forced their hand for the own goal and whatever, and was good movement. But we want to see more of that. I remember watching the Tottenham teams in the UEFA Cup playing a good mix of fringe players and youth players, and going out and playing ball against these teams and making it look easy. What's happened? We just need characters now. This is where the characters in the squad need to step up. This is where the characters need to step up now and show us who are the real leaders in this squad. I think in terms of characters who I'm looking to step up, Harris Army, get your comments in and let me know as well.
And there are 102 people in the chat right now. There are 102 people in the chat. And if you are new to this channel, please, please, please hit that big shiny red button down below. Maybe even drop an Irish people's elbow on it as well. Even an Irish elbow of frustration, I would say, like David is. I know David, if he could hit that subscribe button, he'd absolutely be punching the phone if he could. So I suggest you do the same. And also as well, anybody that's new to the channel for this watch along, definitely stay tuned for maybe more action from this. We do everything from player ratings to debates on all the hot topics, the flavors of the week, you might say, around Spurs. And then as well, we'll do predicted lineups to even kind of stats analysis and even tactics analysis as well. So if you are new to this channel, there's no better place to be than over at the Irish Hotspur as well. And then if you're also not even a fan of Spurs, we do have a second channel called flatcapeurotalk, where we do more or less the same thing, but we actually break down maybe how other teams play, probably in a bit less of a biased manner, you might say. But anybody that is new to this channel, please check out the big shiny red button down below. Might as well just hit it while you can. And then also maybe check out the second channel if you're not a Spurs fan and you're looking for other content.
No, 100%. Everything Jack said there. Make sure you just copy and paste settings. That's what we want. Make sure you do get over and do the subscribes on both of the channel. I see a few new faces, but guys, make sure you do smash that like button as well. It really helps all YouTubers with the YouTube algorithm. Pushes your content out to more and more people. And look, if you have it, we know it's a big bad world out there. We know not everyone can afford super chats and everything else. So look, we do make an agreement that we will get everybody's comment up on screen at least. But guys, if you want to skip the queue, you want to share, a lot of your thoughts with us and everything else like that, get your super chats in, guys. And plus, it's just a great way to help support me and Jack on this YouTube journey. Look, you can see it goes back into the channel. We went and sourced the tactical pad and everything else, to get that up and running and all that sort of stuff. So you can see it goes back into the content, guys. It is just a great way to keep supporting us. But look, Ribsy says a great speech on Pump, David. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. They need to start getting me in there at half-time, Ribsy. You know what I mean? Because there'll be certain players I just say, right, you're not sitting down. You're actually going to be hanged on the peg until the second half, and then you might go out and perform. Because, honestly, some of these players, look, we were saying with Mourinho, we need a manager that's going to come in and tickle their behind and, you know what I mean, give them a kiss, tell them everything's all right, tuck them into bed at night, right? But I disagreed with that. For me, these are grown men. They should be taking pride in what they're doing and have self-motivation. But the problem is we can see it's just lack of characters. It's lack of characters. It's lack of fight. When the going gets tough, do we have to fight? And I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is do we have to fight? Do we have the characters that are saying, okay, the chips are down, but we have to keep trying things because it will come good eventually. It's just interesting. But look, Jack, what do you think? Maybe a change in tactics, change in formation, substitutions. What do you think will fix this?
I think we just need to even focus. Hopefully Nuno decide to focus on certain players, and we have to actually use them a bit more. I would say Brian Hill right now is even talking to some of the backroom staff. He's talking to Lucas, kind of asking maybe where he needs to move, what maybe he even needs to do better. I would say, it's that kind of mentality that I like to see actually from Brian Hill. And so hopefully Nuno actually is just saying, before he makes a change, just saying, listen, we need to get the ball back into Tanguy's feet, into Brian Hill's feet, because that's where our creativity comes from. Those are the danger men. Those are the people that can open it up for Harry Kane as well, because what sometimes happens, David, I would say, is when we start running out of ideas, Harry Kane then starts to run out of ideas as well. And he starts to kind of maybe drop a bit too deep, maybe force it and things like that. So that's what I would say is I feel like we just need to maybe utilize Tanguy and Brian Hill a bit more. Obviously, that's easier said than done, probably because the Rennes players know that we would like to use those players. But all I would say is we definitely need to find maybe their feet a bit more just so that they can open up the game, because Brian Hill and Tanguy are the only players that we have that play very direct and play very aggressive and aren't scared of making mistakes. Like you were saying, David, a lot of these players, sometimes they're a bit too scared maybe to play that pass that might lead to a counterattack or something like that. But I would say Brian Hill and Tanguy are never scared to do it. So that's what I would say. Get the ball into their feet more. Maybe from there, add somebody on like Delhi or something like that, possibly take off. Maybe Højbjerg did come on for Stevie B. It's hard to say. Maybe I would say Dele Alli could come on and do something. I don't know how much he would actually add, going forward. But I will say losing Stevie B did hurt. That did hurt, Dave. And I'm actually quite concerned about that injury because it seemed to do with his ankle again.
Yeah, it does. It's the one that he had heavy strapping on, from the international break, Jack, when he came off for Netherlands. So look, hopefully it's not long term. Hopefully he's just maybe twisted his ankle or a little tweak and that he will be back soon. But I'd say that more or less rules him out for the Chelsea game.
That's unfortunate, which might mean then Brian Hill probably is more of a likely starter then.
Yeah, of course. Referee getting his moment to shine here in front of the camera, Jack, pointing to both goalkeepers. You're ready. Just blow the whistle. You've been happy to do it in the first half anytime, we make a challenge. So just blow and get the game underway. Here we are. Underway, guys. Just starting, just kicked off there now. Of course, Tottenham on the ball here. Just passing it between the centre-backs out to Doherty. Let's see. I want to see some tackling intent now here, straight away from the off, Jack. Set the tone of what way we want to go at this in the first half. What would you say?
Yeah, I actually would, David. And it's more or less, even seeing some of the highlights, David, it's just losing the ball. Like the places that we do lose the ball, and it actually causes us maybe to look like causes us to feel very negative. It causes us to, think that we're not actually doing anything of real consequence to the other team. And I think that just has to do, and sometimes in the areas that we lose the ball, it's just very frustrating, Dave, because sometimes there's not even very much pressure, you might say, on the players, and they still lose the ball. So hopefully maybe players like Doherty, Ben Davies, even, some of our midfielders as well, just need to realize that, retaining the ball and not forcing it in certain areas is also maybe important. We do force it also at times too, even with that pass from Lucas. While it was a good idea, I will say it just seemed a bit forced. There's no reason to play that. And then it just gives Rennes a bit more opportunities, Dave. Yeah,
it does. And it's,
I know that's easier said than I know. Like a lot of even coaches, like to say that, Dave. Just don't force it. Don't give them the opportunity, to have the ball back. But I would say like that's actually something that Nuno could say to them. Like at times, like listen, let's actually just maybe it's not really bore the other team, but yeah, let's kind of take them a bit out of the game a bit more, not let them have the ball as much. Probably make them be a bit more desperate. I just feel like at times we're just really. Yeah, putting ourselves in bad positions. And I will say, Harry Kane, that was a really dangerous pass to play to Tanganga like that as well. Yeah. Well done by Doherty, though. But again, Lucas maybe on a surging referee. Jesus, I didn't think you could go behind him. He went right through him, through his back, ref. How is that not a card?
Again, it's just,
how is that not a card?
It's like everybody hates Tottenham, Jack.
It's like every ref does. I swear. It's like they don't have any value for our players' safety. They don't have any value for what it's. I actually don't understand. He's not even going for the ball there. It's clearly very malicious.
Yeah, but you know what these refs are like. They're they get the treatment. They come into the dressing room, Jack. There's the cheese board, the bottle of wine. The missus is put up in a 5-star hotel. The kids are probably off at Disneyland. You know what I mean? It's the bribery. It sickens me. It kills me. Look at them, trying to argue with the Tottenham players. I am being fair. Come on, guys. Stop getting on my back. I'm sick of the referees crying and everything else. In fact, actually, right, the referee just used to be a man in the middle, Jack, right? But now they've got overinflated egos like the footballers. They're appearing on Sky Sports and BT Sports, you name it, and whatever, right? They're appearing on it all. And now they all just have overinflated egos. And now they want to, make sure they get their camera time. So they're blowing up the whistles every opportunity to get. They make these, contentious calls just to be in the papers. It's a killer.
It is killer. It is killer. Absolutely, Dave. I would say. I don't know. It's getting a bit frustrating, and I know we kind of continue to maybe bring up the refs in that regard, but I really do not understand, especially Dave. Did I miss? He didn't give a card for that, correct?
No card. Of course,
is just his foot is even raised as well, Dave. His foot is even raised on that. That is atrocious. They're probably showing this many replays just because it is such a horrible mistake by the referee. That's just malicious.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just sickening. But look, Jack, James Redmond, he wants our score predictions for full time. So what are we going to give him?
I'm going to stay optimistic here, Dave. I think we probably grab 2 here. I think we need to grab 2. So I'm going to say 3-1. I'm going to say 3-1. But that's obviously being very optimistic. And I know this is the positivity cult over here, but that's what you're going to only get from me every time until maybe the final whistle blows, Dave.
Yeah, no, look, for me, I'm going to go 3-1 as well. Oh, we're on the break here. Doherty, well, one back. Let's see what we can do. He's charging forward down the right-hand side like a fine racehorse. And he does that. What is he doing? Honestly, I'm sick of this guy. He's such an idiot. It's a simple 5-yard pass inside. Oh, my God. That's horrible. That's horrible. Jesus. That's disappointing, Jack.
It is disappointing. Again, Doherty, it's just the places that he loses the ball, Dave. Even we saw in the highlights, one of the areas that he lost the ball in his own half was just quite shocking, if not embarrassing. Sometimes, Dave, he can be under no pressure and he can still find a way to lose the ball like that.
No way. That's absolutely shocking. That's just careless football, though, Jack. It's careless. It's headless. It's everything that we give out about Brian Hill over the top here. Oh, lovely little flick back. The guy's a magician. Plays it into Tanguy. He goes back to Davies. Davies back to Roden. Roden into Højbjerg. Rotating the play across the middle. Out to
the flares are going onto the pitch, Dave. The flares are going onto the pitch. The smoke is going onto the pitch. Hopefully the players, the Spurs players, are quite used to maybe an atmosphere like this. It's not often that we get to see this, I would say, especially I love to see it. It's a bit reminding you of kind of a Turkish derby, Dave.
It does. It definitely does. We're just so slow. Oh, great ball.
Beautiful by Tanguy. Play him.
Back again. He's in.
Referee.
Unlucky.
No way he took him down. He must have taken him down.
He's looking for it. He's looking for the penalty. It has to be. Kane was onside. Great 1-2 with Kane. End on Bella. Oh, beautiful. Skips inside. Oh, this has to be looked at. If this isn't looked at, I'm sorry, but this is a sin. Oh.
At least it's a corner, though. It has to be a corner.
Yeah, at least it better be a corner, at the very least. But great play by Tanguy and Kane linking up. Absolutely love to see it. No, and he's giving a goal kick.
David, I'm actually, it's like it's the Crystal Palace ref, on crack from the last game. I swear, I don't get it. I really don't get it at this point. I really don't get it.
They must have offered him tickets for the Eiffel Tower for that one.
David, it must be what maybe since Arsenal, it seems like, they're considering, canceling that Amazon, documentary. Maybe they're just using the Amazon money, to pay off these referees. I will say, Dave.
Yeah, no, they definitely are. It's an absolute joke, and there's no VAR tonight. Of course, there's not. Of course, anytime. It's just annoying. It's annoying. Look, good play by Tanguy and Kane though. But Rennes are breaking at pace. They're down in behind our right hand side. It's too easy. Like they've been all night long. It's a ball across the 6-yard box. They've nearly scored from it. Honestly, first of all, who's tracking the striker's run? The ball was only ever going into that one position. But who's there to show it up? And second of all, where is Doherty? Where is he? Honestly, is he sitting in the crowd, Jack? Do you want to get binoculars out and see if we can find him? Play a game of Where's Wally?
Where's Doherty?
No, where's Wally? Where is he? Look, I'm lagging back there. Oh, yeah, I put my hands up. Sorry, guys. Yeah, sorry, it's too late. You nearly scored. Oh, it's unbelievable. Well done, Roden, coming across there. That's shocking. Jesus Christ, Doherty. And he just holds his hands up like he didn't nearly cost us. Oh, and who's down here for Tottenham? This isn't good.
It must be Lucas again. David, I'm actually getting David. Oh, my God. It's this referee, though. I mean, there are 2 players that we've had assaulted, and it's not a coincidence that they need to be both taken off the pitch, ref. I'm so confused why there hasn't even been a card for it.
Scarlett has to be coming on.
There are 2 players that we've had deliberately injured by the Rennes players, Dave, and the referee just doesn't seem to be asked.
No, it's an absolute joke. I like what Harry Kane.
How is that not a card? If he's actually walking off the pitch minutes later, Dave, for that challenge, that's infuriating.
No, that's a joke. Look, first of all,
I'd 2-foot the ref myself, David, if I could come on the pitch. I actually would. I'd probably be sharpening the spikes just so I could come on and just 2-foot the ref myself and just show him, what that challenge felt like.
Jack, the Leeds one at the weekend where your man got the red card, it's the exact same challenge as that. So at least there should have been some sort of card shown. But I have to say, I like what Kane done where he's like, Lucas, look, pretend you're not hurt. Get up and walk off the pitch. Absolutely love that. You know what I mean? Absolutely love it. And, of course, who is it coming on here?
It's Emerson.
Emerson.
We're running out of, Dave, we're running out of,
But Dane Scarlett is stripped and ready to come on. So maybe it's Emerson coming on. Will one of them come on for Doherty? Interesting to see what we're going to do here. But Emerson has come on. Harry Kane has come off. Harry Kane is off for Dane Scarlett. Oh, big call from Nuno, 53 minutes. Maybe, Jack, do you think maybe he's protecting Harry Kane with a Lucas injury and a Bergwijn injury? Or do you think he's took him off because he's played poor?
Could be both. Definitely could be both, Dave. I think Harry Kane, has probably played a bit poor. Obviously he had that beautiful pass in behind, for Lucas, to open up the scoring. But I would say he's been kind of poor since then. And then it also could be that, since these Rennes players, are deliberately attacking our players, assaulting our players, and the referee, is clearly not in any way, shape, or form, ready to referee this match fairly. So I would say that's probably what Nuno is thinking. It's a bit of combination of both.
Yeah, no, I do think so. But look, me personally, I'm going to edge towards the side of, look, he's got Bergwijn and...
Okay, ref, there's a thing called advantage as well, ref. Jesus.
I do think it's a case of, he's seen Bergwijn and Lucas pick up an injury, both true tackles from Rennes players, and he's probably thinking, what have I got left for the weekend? Son hopefully will be back, so I'm going to need to take off Harry Kane, and I think maybe he's done it as a sort of protection. But I think Harry Kane might have knew it was coming though.
My gosh. Well, what does this guy need a chiropractor? Jesus.
Honestly.
What did he even do? What did Emerson even do? It just jumped higher than him. He must just be, the guy looks embarrassed that he's probably, I think that's all it is, David. He's on the floor rolling around because he got, out verticaled by Emerson there. Honestly, Emerson didn't even touch him.
I don't know.
This is just sad to watch. And especially that's the same guy, I think, might be one of the same guys that laid one of those challenges on Steven Bergwijn or Lucas as well. So again, David, I mean, if Nuno could have me on, I'd just be coming on 2-foot the ref, and then I'd probably 2-foot that player that hit Lucas as well. And then they could just sub me on off after that.
No, look, it's ridiculous. That ref needs to be shown some sort of corporate.
He's clearly in no position, to be refereeing this game fairly, Dave.
No, he's not. Look, he must have been caught in one of the local brothels last night or something, because it's not right. It's not right. But look, Jack, Ribsy85 with the super chat, he says, they're cutting us down and the ref is stopping play the second any of theirs hit the grass. I know, it's so frustrating, and it was the same against Crystal Palace. As soon as you go to look after yourself, the referee's just whistle happy. Like I said, he must have been watching White Chicks last night and being jealous of your man on the dance floor. The guy that does the whistle movements and all. Because he just... I don't know what it is, but it's something to keep an eye on. It's something to keep an eye on. It really is, because that's 2 games on the trot now, and it's absolutely, it's a killer. It's ruining the games. I'll be honest with you. When we come to a point where the referee needs to be the star, the main man, he's getting there onto all these TV programs and breaking down refereeing decisions. Give me a break. It's an absolute...
Well, at least we know Emerson. This is what I will say, speaking of stats, I would say for stats with Jack, Emerson for Real Betis last season was actually one of the most fouled fullbacks in all of La Liga last season. And that actually did show right there, probably with the way Emerson, he's actually quite clever, has that Brazilian in him, that quite clever ability to go down in the right moments, when the contact is strong enough. I would say quite clever actually by Emerson there.
No, 100%. And look, we have Brian Hill standing over the free kick. What can he do? Let's see what delivery he puts
in. Hill.
Oh, it's a good. Oh, it's too high. It's too high. But we could see what he was going for. Maybe a bit greedy. Maybe he had eyes for goals there.
Yeah, it seemed like he did.
No, it's too high. Too high.
That's selfish, I would say. But
But big up, Ribsy. Really appreciate the super chat, my man. And I fully agree with you. It's a joke. We also have Dark Song Jesus catastrophe with the captain's armband. Lol. I know. As soon as I seen it, I thought you, Dark Song G. Duck feathers from your pillows all over the sitting room there. Absolutely angry. I couldn't agree more. But look, he was over with Nuno getting some instructions, so hopefully he can stay focused and deliver them and pass them on. And actually, do something to spark us into life, because that's what I want from a captain, Jack.
Well, David, but Dark Sun G, it's hard for me to see you go through the pain like that, Dark Sun G, it's just like, Dave, it's like watching your friend, it's, like after a rough day and then only to be made worse by, something like Ben Davies, being named the captain. It's just like, how much torture can you put a man through? So Dark Sun G, hopefully, you have something maybe to relax or something, because I know this must be, he's the last person on earth, David, that I would want to, be next to when he sees Ben Davies wearing that armband. I know Dark Sun G is absolutely fuming.
No, he definitely is. He's nervous anyway, that's for sure. But big up Ribsy and Dark Sun G. Really appreciate the support, guys. Everyone else, feel free to get in the super chat and help support the channel, guys. Make sure you are smashing that like button. And if you're new, make sure you're smashing the subscribe button. Tanganga getting fed up with this boring passing goes for a long one, and it's just overhit. way overhit. But look, I like the idea. At least they're trying something rather than, because just before that, Skip was actually running through midfield looking for options, and they just weren't there. So he had to turn back with it. So no, it's good to see that at least we are trying something. But I just want to see a bit more creativity. We're just looking so scarce of it at the minute.
Yeah.
But Hotspur on unlucky with
and
the
he gives it away.
Then Scarlett up top, then Mbappe chasing everything down. Come on, guys, let's get at them. Emerson.
Hopefully we can find a time where Dane Mbappe can get him behind. Say that again?
Looks like Emerson's playing right wing, lad.
I think he is, Dave, because, we still have Doherty on the pitch, so he should be.
Yeah. No, absolutely love to see it. Come on, Emerson. He's on the ball here at the halfway line. He checks back inside, back to Doherty. Doherty with a decent pass into Brian Hill.
Being assaulted, and the referee's clearly uninterested.
Oh,
not surprised. And then if he gives this, okay, thank God, at least.
Yeah. Good man, Doherty. Taking him down before he even gets to the ball. Love to see it. Emerson, let's go. Drive on it, my man. Or is that Tanguy? No, Tanguy now.
That is Emerson. Yeah, there's Tanguy with the... Emerson. Win it back, Tongs. Win it back.
Scarlett needs to be on his toes for them ones. We've seen it.
He needs to be ready. He needs to be sitting on the shoulder, Dave. He needs to be sitting on the shoulder ready.
Well, he shouldn't be surprised that ball's coming though, Jack, because if he was watching the game on the bench, he would have seen Tanguy was doing that with Harry Kane as well. So he needs to be ready for them passes to come in like that.
Correct.
Oh, Rennes got a good ball in behind us. Oh, well done, Tanguy, back there defending.
He's actually won a couple of those, Dave. Yeah, he's actually been able to win the ball back actually in our own box a few times.
Win a goal kick. Oh, no, lad. This guy has a family, Jack. He has a family. Come on.
David, I didn't even think the players could do that, because I do that to you in FIFA from time to time, and I will say, that was just pure class. Didn't even think a guy could do that in real life at times. You think at a certain level, Dave, players would just not be allowed to have that happen to them, but clearly Tong can do what he wants.
No, yeah, it is. Absolutely love it.
Come on, Brian. Skin him, Brian. Please, Brian. Play that ball in. Cross goal. It's kind of poor ball. Needs to be on the floor, actually.
At least he's getting into position. Yeah, I agree.
At least, but the aggression he shows, I like that aggression that he was showing at running at his man there. Definitely made his defender have to continue. Didn't make it easy for him, but I would say Brian Hill, that should be maybe a bit of a better decision on the final ball, but definitely liking the aggression shown there by him.
No, we definitely are. Rennes trying to play out from the back here. Let's see if Spurs can get the press on. No press whatsoever. We're looking very laboured. Come on, Dane Scarlett, get in there. That's what you're in there for, my man. Young legs, go after him. That's it. Like a dog after a bone. Rennes with a ball over the top, and he's completely avoided. Absolutely. Roden putting his hands up. He's looking at Tanganga. He's like, where are you? Jeez, if that ball was any better, he was clean through. That would have been embarrassing. Oh, it's a good ball over the top for Dane Mbappe.
Decent touch.
He cuts inside.
Chopping inside. Keep going, Dane.
Oh, he plays it out wide.
Beautiful ball out wide. The Doherty looks like.
Hotspur.
It's Hotspur, sorry. Hotspur playing out wide now to Doherty. This is Doherty. Hopefully Doherty can play decent ball inside.
Emerson.
Now to Emerson.
Let's see what he can do. They're looking for some creative. What do you do? Something. Give it to Tanguy. That's it. Let him do it. And he goes back to Doherty. Go back to Hotspur. Oh, that's a free. That's a
well
free.
Done, Emerson.
Oh, my
well
God.
Done.
It took the linesman 10 seconds to put up his flag. How's he not seen that straight away? Jesus. That's assault. If you'd done that on a nightclub, on a Saturday night, outside a nightclub, you'd be put in a jail cell for the night. That can't keep allowing to be happening. That just can't happen.
It's the safety of the players, Dave. It's like the Crystal Palace match, Dave. Honestly, the safety of our players is never taken into consideration by the referee. It really is just like, I don't know what we've done, to deserve this from the referee. Honestly, the treatment we've been given, it's practically, even the Geneva Convention, David, might be a bit concerned with how the referee's been treating us.
Yeah, it's crime against humanity, Jack. It's a lot of human right violations going on here today. It really is. Brian Hill with another poor free kick into the box. Keeper easily claims. Look, Jack. We're still not really creating too many chances. We have a lot of the possession, but not really creating anything with it.
No, it's still been quite boring, I would say. It's been quite dull for us, I would say. I have to admit, but again, I'm going to stay optimistic here and just say hopefully we can just grab that goal and then maybe just breathe a bit of confidence. But hopefully they're also being a bit nervous, I would say, the players, because they should know that, they need to be creating more. They need to be playing better. So hopefully there is that sense of urgency.
No, I hope so. Let's take a few comments from the Harris Army. Shamu Van Spurs is in. He says, what a boring second half. So tempting to go back to bed. Well, with it being 5:30 where you are now, my man, I'd say probably why not. CD says we did way too much useless running in the first half, getting used to pressing again. But now we are low on energy. Yeah, it seems like that. It seems like they're low too, though. Bob Squash says, another terrible free kick. Adam says, surely that's a free. Yeah, 100%. Linesman just likes to take his time. Big Papa says, second game in a row. What is going on here? Love the name as well, Big Papa. Make sure you subscribe. I love that name. Will McKenzie says, refs are AI. Yeah, it's starting to seem like that. It's starting to seem like that. And Steve R says, when I saw his face, now I'm a haver. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it, my man. That's no jams in as well. Absolutely love it. Ronan Kiley says, come on, Rennes. Big up, Ronan. Hope things are well. No, Spurs need to win. Spurs need to win, my man. Big time. Need to kick off the road to Tirana, with the 3 points in the group stage and make it easy from here on out. We have Dark Sun G21 says, to be honest, I want to get eliminated for safety reasons. Yeah, especially with some of the tackles going in on our players today. Honestly, it feels like it's a Saturday night watching a UFC Jack at stages.
Feels like I'm rewatching the Crystal Palace match. As much as we were horrible in the Crystal Palace match as well, Dave, the referee, John Moss, was absolutely despicable in that match. He absolutely had no concern for any of the times our players were touched or assaulted in any way. But anytime a Crystal Palace player was just even breathed on, he would be throwing out his card, maybe even giving a talking to one of our players. It really is just, I don't know, Dave, like I said before, it just seems like maybe Arsenal are just using the rest of their transfer budget on just paying off some of these referees.
Yeah, it seems like that, Jack. It seems like that. Try and get as many players injured for the North London Derby because they don't want to be embarrassed. Yeah, look, there's plenty of things you can do with the referee. Like I said, the day trip to Disneyland for the family, tickets to the Eiffel Tower. You know what I mean? Stop it. That's just naughty. That is rude. He's took like 4 of them for a spin there. It's like he put them in the washing machine, Jack, put them on spin cycle.
Oh, David, I'm going to need a bucket after that one. That was just not okay, Dave. That's not okay. That's just not okay.
Doherty, for Jesus Christ, man.
No pressure on him as well. It's just no pressure on him sometimes, David, when he's putting these balls in. David, I will admit, I'm maybe one of the world's worst fullbacks when it comes to delivery. My delivery is atrocious. But even then, I would still put a better ball in that.
Oh, what is that? Honestly, I'd rather play with 10 men at this stage. Just take Doherty off. He's an embarrassment to me. He's an embarrassment to the country he's representing. You know what I mean?
It's like Cameron Carter-Vickers, Dave. It's like Cameron Carter-Vickers. Sometimes you're just a bit embarrassed to share a passport with them. It's things like that. It's just, oh Jesus, they're not. Why they can't be showing replays of that? That's not allowed. You can't be showing that twice. There are kids watching.
If the French manager isn't watching, then he should be, because it's honestly, he's just going to be clipped up all over France. The returning Tanguy, look what he does. Oh, come on, well done, Emerson. Let's go, Heiberg. Let's make something happen.
Was that another pass by Doherty again, Dave? Again, he's just putting Emerson. Jesus, Doherty, you can't. Let's go.
Let's get a good delivery, Brian.
Come on, Brian.
Good ball. Oh, unlucky Mbappe. Starlet to Mbappe, nearly on the end of that. Great balling. See, Jack, this is what you do when you have all the time in the world. Just what Brian Hill done there. Now, why can't Doherty do that the far side? How much space and time has he had out there? Oh, that's a corner.
That was going on target. That was definitely heading on target. He was going to bury that, Dave. He was actually, you could tell that was actually going in.
Yeah,
he was going to bury that.
Yeah, goal kick. Yeah, Dane Scarlett's even saying, come on, ref, take off the balaclava. You're just making it too obvious.
Dane Scarlett's pointing at the pub that he saw him outside, before, the referee. He's just saying, listen, I saw you over there, hanging out with the fans before, drinking some Kronenbergs. That's what Dane Scarlett is saying. He's going to have enough of this.
No, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Ribsy85 says it's a banger of a ball from Hill. There's some hope, 100%. He's the hope. He's the great hope. Adam says, come on, Scarlett. Exactly. Adam says, Tanguy, absolutely loving it. He definitely is. Tor Thompson says it's absolutely disgusting what Tanguy is doing. Nah, it's absolutely brilliant. We love to see it.
Not fit for human consumption, I would say. It's really not.
100%. Eddie Ryan says, as much as we don't like Winks, Skip is not pulling up trees. He's not in there to pull up trees. He's in there to shore it up defensively, my man. Matt Hayes says, this is pathetic. Yeah, it's pretty poor, Matty. I'm not going to lie. It's a bit concerning. Tony says, boys, don't you think it would have been better if you went out for a couple of beers. Yeah, I think so. Look, Jack, you take over there. I just have this phone call. I have to take it, my man.
Absolutely, Dave. No problem. Okay, everybody, it does seem like there's going to be a ball coming in here from the box. Free kick to Rennes, we'll say, in a dangerous position. Ball is whipped in here, cleared by Skippy. Played out top back to their center back. Center back is taking a touch here. Forward plays it out wide, being pressured by, seems like Doherty on the side. Tanguy now plays it out for a throw in. Good defending by Tanguy. He's been able to track back for his lots. HB saying the refs are so bad. Yeah, honestly, HB, like I said, again, they're just violating every single human right practically. They're not protecting our players. I don't even know why they're even being paid to referee these games. It really is. It's just, it really is just sad. Adam in the house saying, if Ndombele keeps this up, he's going to be back in the starting lineup before the end of the month. Yeah, I think Tanguy's actually done the most he can do this match. He probably could I think he's done the most he can do. I mean, to be honest, he was absolutely the reason why we even scored that goal. If it wasn't for that fantastic back heel, then we probably wouldn't have been even have a goal at the moment. So definitely will say Tanguy's probably been one of our best players this match. And I'm quite glad by it, but still the result is very disappointing so far. So can't definitely praise anybody too much yet. Tony Buttigieg saying, boys, don't you think it would be even better if we went out for a couple beers? Yeah, absolutely. Matt Hayes is in the house saying this is pathetic. Matt, hope you're keeping well, though, mate. Hope you're keeping well. And it is a bit pathetic. It's a bit depressing at times, to see our team struggle like this, I will admit. James Redmond said, who is playing well? I would say Tanguy is probably one of the only ones that's playing well at the moment. Emerson hasn't been too awful since coming on. Also, Dane Mbappe hasn't been. Emerson with a good chance here. Tries to, just shot on goal. Whew. Emerson tried to knot it on. It seemed like to Hotspur. Hotspur, it seemed like with a half volley or first time, tried to hit it. Yeah, he tried to hit it first time there. Goalkeeper parried it a bit awkwardly. Probably could have been a bit of a better finish from Hotspur. Decent idea from Emerson there, but that is another shot on target for us at least, is what I would say. Dane Scarlett, I would also say, is, he's done so far. I would say that header that he had, it actually should have been a corner because it felt like he was going to hit that on target. It probably would have been a goal. Oh, no. And it's 2-1 to Rennes, everybody. It's a horrible goalkeeping by Galini. That is terrible parry. The Rennes, oh my gosh, this is just embarrassing. I don't even know what to say to you guys anymore at this stage. I really don't know what to say. All the players, Hugo Lloris looks absolutely, Hugo Lloris does not look happy. Hugo does not look happy. Galini was very poor. Yeah, I'm about to see a replay of this again here. This looks like a horrible parry. Yeah, that is atrocious. That is atrocious. Galini can also, he probably could even argue, could hold on to that. I don't know why he even needs to parry it, if you ask me. It seems like he hold on to it. A lot of people have even said Galini really struggles from shots outside the box. So maybe that's a good example there. It took a slight deflection coming in, but that is horrible. That is horrible by Galini. He's absolutely, even the first goal that they scored was a great goal, I will say, Rennes, but even when we first watched it, we felt like Galini probably could have made a save there. This is really bad, I would say. Galini is not, doing himself any favors with this performance. Really not doing himself any favors. A lot of people are definitely blaming Galini for this one. Guys, I don't know what to say at this stage. I really am disappointed. I don't know how they even scored that. That felt very much even against the run of play, I would say, despite us not playing very well at all. That is just pathetic. That is just pathetic. This is sad, lads. This is really sad. I'm very concerned going into Chelsea now. Tanguy now picking up the ball here, maybe trying to make something happen. He refuses to play Doherty, which I find interesting. Probably because he knows what might happen if he does play Doherty. But again, now ball is played back out to Skip. Skip finding Ben Davies. Ben Davies with a horrible pass to Brian Hill. Skip with nice close control there, I will say. Very class by Skippy. And then he gets taken down by the player. That should be a yellow. Tanguy here on the ball. Plays it out wide into the middle to Hotspur. Hotspur then plays it to Doherty. Emerson plays it back out to Hotspur. Brian Hill looking for somebody, looking for the ball, plays it back again to Doherty. Rennes fans must be absolutely, they just must be. Brian Hill cutting inside here. Doesn't get a free kick from the referee. This is shocking, everybody. I will say this is absolutely shocking. I have no idea what to say. I have no idea what to say. Nuno is Mourinho 2.0, says THC for life. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I'm not going to really comment on some of these at the moment, but I do say we are absolutely pathetic. This is pathetic. We are so pathetic. Spursy forever. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Golini Butterfingers from Derek Hutchinson. Derek Hutchinson, hope you're keeping well, though. Daryl Denton saying, what's that saying? You can't polish a turd, so Nuno's job is just sprinkle a bit of fairy dust on it. The eyes don't lie. Now, honestly, I would say a lot of this will now fall on Nuno, considering also the last performance against Crystal Palace. Even some of us have said, let me know in the comments, a lot of us have said this is supposed to be a creative enough of a team to be able to beat Rennes, despite maybe how well maybe Rennes might have played. I would say this is supposed to be a creative enough of a team that should be good enough of a team to win a game like this. And it seems like it just isn't. Might be the tactics, might be just the attacking patterns that Nuno is teaching just aren't really good enough. I would say this is really very, very bleak. Hotspur with a goal. Is this true? It seems like Hotspur is even silencing the fans, which I will say is a bit cocky there by Hotspur. Sorry, everybody. I am a bit behind on this, so I do apologize. I am actually 75 minutes and 30 seconds in to this match. But Hotspur, I just missed it. I was looking at the comments, and a ball in from Doherty. Harb, very, very lucky. Oh, my gosh. And Hotspur with a very clever finish. Very, very lucky goal, I will say. Doherty with, again, one of the worst deliveries I've ever seen, and a very, very lucky deflection or clearance by Rennes players, and it just goes to Hotspur with an outside the foot, left foot finish. Actually, very clever finish right there. Hopefully the boys can actually salvage something here and actually win this, but it'd be very, very, it's honestly, it'd be very, very lucky if we did anything from this. Adam saying that's why he's my favorite player. Tom Harris said Paramount Plus. I feel, yeah, I don't know why. The Americans, I will say, we are always relegated to be very far behind. We're always relegated being very far behind, Tom. It is quite unfortunate. What do you guys make of Hotspur shushing, though? That was quite interesting. Everybody's saying they love Pierre. There is some hope, Adam. There absolutely is some hope. Tanganga with a clearance here. I'm 76 minutes and 37 seconds here, everybody. I do apologize for being a bit behind you guys, but I'm absolutely delighted to at least see us at least get a point in here, and maybe Hotspur, our captain, proving to us why he is the one to lead us through. Emerson actually going forward here. Hopefully he can take on his man. Like to see Emerson do something here. Yes, Emerson. Shoots it way over the bar. Probably should try to he needs to try to find Dane there. Maybe even pull it back and then try to play it on the floor to Dane. But we definitely need to be a lot better there, Emerson. I do like the aggression he was showing, regardless, though. Everybody's absolutely delighted by Hotspur. Dan and saying, Jack, your Paramount Plus further behind mine. Yeah, it's a great picture, though, at the moment, I will say. It's been a great picture. It's not really lagging on mine. It's just so far behind. I have no idea why. Maybe it's even because of that New York Wi-Fi. Who knows? I will say. Might try to refresh it, though. Delhi's coming on from the looks of it. Comes on for Tanguy. Does make sense. I would say Tanguy has kind of fallen out of the game a bit, towards the end. But I would say Tanguy's probably been the one who could lift his head the highest, I would say, after this performance. I do think he's been one of our best players. Bit interesting. Very, very interesting the way Tanguy was walking off as well. Thanks for the birthday present, Pierre. Nick, if it is your birthday, happy birthday to you, brother. Really happy birthday to you. Hope you're keeping well. Hope the family is treating you today. Maybe a bit of surfish bistro, maybe a bit of ceviche, something like that, just to lighten the mood here. And hopefully maybe Spurs can give you another birthday present by actually getting something out of this, maybe more like 3 points for you. It's the least you deserve, Nick. The least you deserve. But happy birthday, brother. Ali Marley, no, I'm going to cry. Solid game from Ndombele. Definitely, Adam. I really do agree. I think he's actually been weirdly one of our best players, despite how horrible this game has been. I think he is probably the one that could lift his head the highest after this performance. He hasn't really put too much of a foot wrong this game. Gets them. Definitely. Ripsy saying, big call passing it back to Galini the way he's been handling it. Yeah, I will say, definitely a bit scary there. But Galini's supposed to be better with his feet. Clearly, he's not very good at saving it with his hands this game. He's definitely much better at it with his feet. Garassi with a decent hold-up play to see that Rennes shot go out of bounds. AE Edwardson is saying, bringing in Ndombele off for Delhi. He's very frustrated by that. Maybe it's just because we're practically saving Tanguy for the Chelsea match. I'd like to see, considering how well Tanguy's played, I'd like to see him in that Chelsea match to break their press, break the way that they play. But definitely, I am a bit disappointed to see him off. But hopefully, Dele Alli can do something here. Just going to keep my faith here. Just going to keep my faith, AE. It's now being played back to Rodon. I understand everybody. I'm plenty behind you guys, but it's now being played back to Rodon across to Tanganga here. There needs to be a bit more sense of urgency. I know that we've equalized, but we're so lucky, I will say, to have equalized. I do not think that it should be 2-2. We are quite lucky from that pretty miscued deflection or clearance by the Rennes defender there. We are quite lucky, but it was a very good finish by Hotspur, I will admit. Very, very composed. Wolf Maller with a super chat saying, Hotspur strikes the hammer of Thor. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, lads. Drunken English greetings from the Puget Sound. If you're from the Puget Sound region, that's very, very interesting, Wolf Maller. It's actually where I'm originally from. I'm originally a Seattle kid. So let me know, Wolf. That's my original hometown. So I absolutely love the Puget Sound. It's a beautiful region, the Pacific Northwest. So do let me know, Wolf. Hopefully you are having a good night out. Or it's actually, it's quite early, I would say, over in the Puget Sound, your time. So hopefully you don't have too much going on for the rest of the day, Wolf, I will admit. But definitely let me know where maybe you are in the Puget Sound specifically, if you like to, Wolf, just because I am very familiar with that area, being a Seattle kid.
Jack, we're a disaster.
We've now equalized, though, David. It is 2-2. After a horrible parry by Galini, Hotspur was very lucky to finish that for us. But David, it was actually quite funny, I would say. Doherty's ball into the box was another horrible ball by Doherty, but it was actually the Rennes defender that actually helped us out and was actually able to give Hotspur that opportunity. It was a very composed finish by Hotspur, if you ask me. But Wolf Maller here. Wolf Maller seems to be having a nice early kind of a drunken afternoon or drunken morning even over in the Puget Sound region area, David. That's actually where I'm originally from as well.
No, good. I'm delighted he's enjoying his morning. That's what it's all about. And big yourself up, Wolf Maller. Big yourself up.
He says, I'm going to sleep it off this afternoon, mate. Yeah, definitely will do, Wolf. Hopefully, we'll still have time to get that third. For me, we are 82 minutes and 35 seconds in. So hopefully we can at least get something, salvage something out of this. I really would prefer 3 points. Regardless how horrible the performance has been, I would stick by it. This has not been winning football. But if we do get a win out of this, I will be a bit happier. We'll actually, at least not have too many nightmares about this performance. But Wolf, hope you're keeping well, and hopefully, you don't have too many beers to sleep off, because honestly, it's been quite unfortunate to watch today.
We should be winning this, no excuses. I'll be disappointed if we don't win it. I'll be disappointed. We should be winning, no excuses. Look, their second goal was soft, Jack. Their second goal was soft as.
I think that was against the run of play even as well, despite how horrible we played, David. It just felt like that was just I don't even know. It's just one of the worst saves I've actually seen, Dave. He had all day to save that. It took a tiny deflection, but still, you just feel like, Galini still should be able to even hold on to that, at least parry it a little bit better. Really was just honestly atrocious, really atrocious. And David, some have said, and I didn't want to believe it, but some have said that Galini really does struggle with shots from outside the box. That did kind of show there, I will say. That shot from outside the box, he did not handle that in any way convincingly.
No, it seems to be the case, Jack. Look, we don't want these things to come true, but no, look, it was poor. It was a poor parry. It was very poor. Look, this one will be a hard one to take. Dele Alli's on as well. Love to see it. No, look, this one will be a hard one to take because we should be winning this. Look, I know Rennes, they're in the Champions League and all last season and whatever else. But look, they don't even have their best player playing today, Jack. Jeremy Doku. He's not playing today, and they can still put in a performance against us. It's a big concern. And again, I bring it back to, where's the characters? I know Højbjerg got his goal in that as well, and Brian Hill is trying and stuff like that. But where's the leaders? Where's the characters? I'm watching them run at us here now, and we can't even string two passes together.
Yeah, honestly, we haven't been able to string passes together, especially down the fullback side, David. Ben Davies and Matt Doherty really do seem to be some of the worst fullbacks I've ever seen in terms of being able to put any ball into the box accurately or even string any sense of passes together. Really is quite shocking. Anytime we go wide, David, we really struggle at stringing passes together anytime we go wide.
Yeah. No, it is. And look, the fullbacks have a lot to do with it as well. Look, Doherty again today, given his chance. You want to see him bomb down the wing, put in some good crosses for people to go and attack. And he's not even beating the first man half the time. You know what I mean? And he can't, and it's even more infuriating when there's no pressure on him. Like, look at Tanganga walking the ball out here. It's 2-2. We want to go for the win. It's going to be a bad result. A bit of urgency. That's it. Dele Alli dropping deep here to get on the ball. Let's see what Dele Alli can do. Dele Alli looking for the runs. Oh, it's a decent ball into Brian Hill. Just couldn't control it. Now let's put the pressure on them. Put the pressure on them. I'll be very unhappy with this result. I'm not going to lie. Let's see what we can do. Who's putting the pressure on in midfield? If we were pressing, we would have took that off them there. That was a poor pass across midfield just by Rennes. Rennes running at us again, all the way down to our box. Before this is even a challenge. What is going on? And it's a shot. Oh, just wide. Rennes really getting into the game. They're fancying the Jack. Rennes. I think Rennes are sensing the winner here.
I don't know. Maybe so, Dave. Maybe so. I'd like us to be sensing the winner. It really is. I'm just shocked. I am just shocked. I mean, again, it's been a horrible performance, Dave. It really has been a horrible performance by him, just like Galini, I will say. I mean, Dave, I mean, he really did. He's actually lucky that we're even equal at the moment, actually, Galini, because he really would probably have dropped his spot entirely after a save like that. I mean, you could see Lloris. He almost looked like he was about to break down, in the stands, David. He was so ashamed, to have seen that.
I don't blame him either. At the end of the day, Hugo loves this club. There's no denying that he loves the club, and it hurts him just as much to see in these sort of games when they're not playing, when they're resting and everything else, to see this sort of crap keep happening. It's very disappointing. But look, Rennes with the corner. Let's see what they can do here, and then we'll get to the super chats. It's a good ball into the box of the back post. They get their head on it, but he does absolutely nothing with it. And let's see if Tottenham can break here. Dele Alli gets his head onto it. That's it, Dele Alli. Seems to be the only one that actually wants to get on the ball and maybe go for this winner. Who's down with an injury there? Emerson, absolutely loving it. He's telling them to go away. But Jack Joe with the super chat here. He says, this is a disaster. He did set up a decent team, but Davies and Doherty's as fullback is always a problem. The midfield lacks character and ball retention.
Well said, Joe. Really well said. I would say part of the reason why we even lack ball retention, though, is just because of those fullbacks, Joe. It really, like our fullbacks, I've never seen a good delivery from any of our fullbacks today. They've had multiple opportunities to even put in a decent ball into the box, especially Doherty. He went multiple times. He said no pressure. He's had all day to put in a decent ball to find out, to find his man. Even David, I might say at times, Tanguy, it seemed like he refused to play it to Doherty because he probably knew what the outcome would be. Dave. He probably knew he would give it away, or he knew he wouldn't put in a good ball in the box. So it really is just shocking. I would say it felt like actually at times Tanguy deliberately didn't want to play him because he knew what would happen.
Who's moving for the ball here? We're looking for a winner, and they're all static passing it across the back line. And I agree with you, Jack. It's a good point. Anytime the ball does go out wide, it's either a shit 5-yard pass back inside because they won't beat their man or try and make something happen or play it forward. Or else when they do go to pass it inside and run on the outside, they can't make the pass properly. And it's a big. It's a massive hindrance in the ball retention. It kills us at times. It really kills the momentum out of attacks and everything else. And look, I'm just sick of seeing this passing around the back. Like, you know what I mean? Look, Jack, there's 4 of them standing there. Why aren't they moving forward? Rennes are just sitting there.
We have so many players, actually, even as well, Dave. We have so many players still very, very hot, very, very deep in our own pitch, in our own side. Like, why do we have, like I said, David, we should just have 2 center backs back there, and we should have 2 wing backs very high up the pitch. I don't understand it. Why are all of our fullbacks so deep?
Well, even our midfielders, like, they're all just sitting there, like, start breaking forward and go for this. Look, they're all standing there. Who's making runs looking for the ball? Let's go. Let's at least create one more chance and go and try and nick this and salvage something. I know we're 2-2, but, like, it'd be disappointing if we don't get the win. It's just going back across again. Jesus Christ, someone at least get on the ball and make something happen. This is killing me. 5 minutes of added on time. That's it, Dele Alli. See, that's what we need. That's it. And who's helping them? They're all standing there watching them. Jesus. This is very frustrating, I must say. But, Joe, what an absolute comment, my man. Absolutely spot on. The fullbacks are a massive problem, but the midfield does lack character and ball retention. I couldn't agree more, my man. Absolutely brilliant.
Well said, Joe. Great comment. Great super chat, Joe.
And David says, need to win. Second place playoff with Europa fallout. I can't even think about not getting out of this group. Honestly, I can't because it should never happen. We have a free kick. Let's see what we can do. It's a ball out wide, out to Doherty. Can he get one in? He goes on his left peg. He passes it inside to Ben Davies. Ben Davies passes responsibility onto Højbjerg. Good ball in. Oh, Roden. Oh, he could have made a better connection. But that's better. That's what we want to see. That's what we're crying out for. Creating chances. But Dave, look, I can't even conceive not getting out of the group, my man. If that happens, I'll be absolutely furious, my man. It's just a new law. And Joe says Prime Rose and Walker to Doherty and Davies. Yeah, I know. Absolutely spot on comment there. Lack of pace, lack of power, lack of creativity, lack of desire, lack of hunger, lack of quality. It's a massive drop off, my man. It's a massive drop off, and very well pointed out, Joe.
I mean, I would kill for a Kieran Trippier, Dave. I would kill for a Kieran Trippier at this stage. I mean, it just would, at least he put in a decent ball into the box. Yeah, that's true. Although he did piss me off a lot, but I agree with you. I prefer Trippier over Doherty anyway. That's for sure. But guys, make sure you keep smashing that like button. Make sure you keep smashing that subscribe button if you're new, guys. And look, why not help the channel? Why not help support us with a super chat or two? Tottenham on the attack here. Maybe one last ball. Ball over the top for Hill to Scarlett. And defender well done, but we're up the pitch in their half, Jack. Let's see what we can do from this throw-in. Oh, come on. Let's get the winner. Let's live in hope. Let's get the winner. Steal one here. Let's just steal one. Let's just take it.
I'll take the robbery. That's it. Well held off. Let's go, Dele. Another throw into Tottenham here down the left-hand side. Hill looking for the ball quickly. He wants to get it underway. And Davey says, no, give it to me. What an absolute prat. Just to do that, just to go backwards. Well done, Davies. Roden on to Tanganga. Back to Roden. Back to Tanganga. Sure, why not? Get one more in there, lads. Over to Emerson. Emerson out to Doherty. Doherty, just pass it. Just pass it. And he loses it. Oh, my God. I can't believe what I'm watching from a player. Oh, Lord. This guy's supposed to be professional, Jack.
I think he's robbing a living, David. He actually might be one of the greatest, football thieves I've ever seen, David, because I have no idea how this guy's ever been paid to be a professional footballer at this stage. What is his position? Like, what is actually his position, Doherty? I really don't understand. Like, what David even said, he apparently is better at like left wing back than he even is at right wing back. And honestly, I just don't know what a Doherty is at this stage, Dave. I don't know what Matt Doherty even is.
He's shit is what he is. He's shit.
What is a Matt Doherty at this stage, Dave? It really is. It's more useless than a trash can with no bottom.
It's an embarrassment what he done there, losing that ball. All the players he had to pass from. Ben Davies with a ball over to Dele Alli, and Dele Alli wins the throw in. Come on, let's go. I swear, I've seen this 10 times already down this left side. Dele Alli with a good ball into then Scarlett, and just a flick on. It's just too much for Emerson to get onto the end of. Unlucky. And back to the Rennes keeper. 1 minute to go, guys. 1 minute to go. Dark Sunji, I will get to that super chat. Rennes keeper with a long kick up. Rennes may be looking like they want the winner as well. Tanganga just heads straight back into the Rennes midfield, straight for them to take it on. Oh, Rennes on the attack here down our left-hand side. Plays it back across into midfield. Jack, maybe Rennes might sniff a winner here.
Certainly hope not, Dave.
Down our right-hand side. Doherty nowhere near them. Everyone just dropping in behind the ball. No press to try and win it back. No desire to go and get the 3 points.
Hotspur is the highest one. Hotspur is the highest one up the pitch. That's just, he's the only one pressing high. Ben Davies with no urgency to go and win that.
That's it. Good press in midfield. Let's win it. Let's break. No. The referee. Rennes are in behind while Spurs players are putting up their hands, and it's a corner kick to Rennes. I'm sure this will be the last kick of the game. Last attack of the game will be going to Rennes. Hopefully. Oh, it's over. He didn't give the corner. Well done. Oh, it's a goal kick. He gave the goal kick. I presume this will be the last kick of the game. Yeah, he's blowing it. 2-2. So it's finished 2-2 here, guys, in Europa Conference League group. Tottenham, Rennes 2, Tottenham 2. Another poor showing from Tottenham, I have to say. It's maybe, Jack, is it starting to get a little bit concerning?
Yeah, Dave, I would say so. Considering the Crystal Palace match, considering, I feel like Nuno had all the opportunities to maybe kind of right every wrong that he did from the last match. I'm starting now to think about the manager a bit more, Dave. And again, I'd like to give Nuno a bit more time. I'd like to give him a bit more faith. But yeah, I would say the patience is starting to go now, Dave. This is hard. It's hard to watch. It really is hard to watch. I don't know just what type of football we're doing. I don't know what we're trying to play. I don't know what ideas we're coming up with. The passing patterns, the attacking patterns are all, just non-existent. I am now very, very concerned, Dave. I just have to admit, and I don't like to feel this way.
No, neither do I, but I agree. Look, it is worrying, but I will take the Axon G super chat here, and then I'm going to give my thoughts. He says, to be honest, a draw would be okay since the poor referee and injuries for Lucas and Stevie. I mean, I was surprised that the ref actually brought his cards. Look, what would you say to Dark Sun G, Jack?
Yeah, Dark Sun G, that's the only thing that I can say that I feel like I can still rightfully complain about is the Crystal Palace match and this match. The referee has just been honestly atrocious in both matches. Have no concern for our players' safety, have no concern for our players' health. They seem to absolutely be very concerned anytime the opposition, is tackled, or anytime, we put in a harsh challenge on the opposition, the referee's right there to give a yellow card. It really is, honestly, I've never even seen, it's like the Crystal Palace match, Dark Sun G. It felt like John Moss didn't even bring his cards for the Crystal Palace match, but he certainly brought the extra cards for the Spurs players. And then it felt like the same one in this game with the Rennes referee just seemingly just having no concern at all for any challenges that the Rennes players put on us. Really, Dark Sun G, as horrible as we have been playing, I will say that has been consistent as the referees. I will say 2 matches in a row have been weirdly shocking in their decision making, especially because there have been such deliberately malicious challenges that have been put onto our players that are such obvious yellows. And it's just clearly that the referees just don't seem to either be seeing what we're seeing, Dave, or they might just be wearing the opposition's jersey underneath their yellow kit.
No, look, I do agree. I think the referees of the last 2 games has been shocking, but look, I'm not going to use that as an excuse for any of the performances, to be honest with you. Look, I'll be honest with you. Look, I do think I might have to look a bit closer at Nuno. Look, Jose was supposedly more defensive and was getting more attacking, more clear-cut chances on goals than this team. with a worse squad for me. So look, I do think maybe I might have to start maybe looking a bit at Nuno. Look, he has had a lot to overcome since he's first come in. The Harry Kane thing, with the boys going away on international duty and everything else. But look, it's all just starting to add up now, to a point. Look, we were lacking creative ideas. But not only that, look, I'm going to call the players out as well. Look, there's no bottle there. There's no fight. For me, there's no real characters that are really ready to grab the game by the bollocks, by the scruff of the neck, and really take it to an opposition. And for me, look, I'm not going to lie, I'm starting to get a bit pissed off watching it already. I really am.
Do you feel like what's concerning, Dave, is that, we had set up with such a creative, team, maybe apart from the fullbacks, we set up with such a creative team. And that's what concerns us is we still really struggled with ball retention. We still really struggled with dictating the tempo. We really did struggle with even dominating our opponents, despite us picking a very strong, solid, capable team. There's no easy pass on the pitch as well. Maybe Ben Davies is just continuing to show how much of a catastrophe he is, like Dark Sun G likes to say. But I mean, isn't that maybe what's also especially concerning, Dave, is that we picked a pretty decent midfield and we picked a pretty decent attack to be able to do this. Of course, the Rennes players, they did act, when you think about it, they did actually injure both of our players, practically our whole attacking line, they took out of the game with injuries. But I don't know, Dave, isn't that maybe the most concerning part, was that we had actually decent creative, lineup going into this game?
No, that is the worst part. Look, you're looking at Ndombele. Look, in fairness to the guy, Jack, he was actually on the ball. He was trying. He was trying to make things happen. He was juggling the ball around like there's no tomorrow. But at the same time, he needs help. He needs other people. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not my man. He needs help, though, Jack. He needs other people to help him, to be able to the movement around him. There's no movement. Even there near the end, Jack, from 82 minutes on, you're looking for players to get forward. You have Skip forward. You have Hill forward. And you have Doherty forward. Everyone else, even Højbjerg and and the likes, they're just passing the ball between themselves, across the back line, into midfield, back to each other, and then go for a long ball. There's no one there like getting on the ball, running forward, looking for others to make runs behind. But do you know what the sickening thing is? There was people doing that in the first half, making the runs off the ball. But again, we just weren't finding them. So as the game goes on, you're not going to keep making them runs if you're just not getting the ball. So everyone starts to be negative and just come towards the ball, look to receive it, 5-yard pass back. I didn't lose it, back to you. It's not good enough. It's painful and it hurts. Look, I just want to see us at least have a bit of bollocks about us. Go about the game. Again, like I keep saying, where's the leaders grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck and turning around to some of these players and saying, look, even if we don't win this, and even if we are come out 2-2, but let's go out fighting. Let's go out attacking for the 3 points. Let's give the fans something to cheer about, especially after having to sit through that Palace game. And it hasn't happened. And it's extremely, extremely disappointing. Look, I know Rennes are no pup team, but we should be beating them, Jack. We paid 60 million for Ndombele, 20-odd million plus a player for Brian Hill. Kane is worth about 150 million. You have Lucas Moura out there, who's been poor since pre-season. I'll be honest, poor since the City game. Bergwijn, look, okay. He came back from an injury. It is what it is. Skip, look, he does his job in midfield. He's there to sit in midfield and protect the ball and protect the back four. You can't really complain about that. Then you look across the wing-backs or the full-backs. Davies one side, Doherty the other side. You can't create anything out wide. And we've seen this, Jack. We're not creating anything out wide whatsoever. It's because they are not capable of doing a simple 1-2, a give and go.
A simple 1-2 or a simple decent ball into the box, Dave. It's just not even like even Lucas, at that one moment where Lucas, that one ball that he put in for Harry Kane at one point in the first half, as well as that ball that Brian Hill put in for Dane Scarlett. It just shows that's all we're asking for is just a simple ball into the box as well. It's just so difficult to see, these fullbacks, basically, just be complete catastrophes. It's like, it's not even Dumb and Dumber, Dave. It's shit and shittier.
No, it is. It's look, Jack, it's like last week we said, anytime Winks and Davies plays, these results happen. It's just another follow-on from there. Look, but it's what we come to expect from these in Europa Conference League. We're playing against Europa Conference League teams. And Doherty and Davies haven't looked decent in one of the games. Not the home leg against Pacos, shit in the away leg against Pacos, and shit tonight. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with it with these guys. AG, with the super chat. Big up, AG. He says, we have to make it work with Tanguy. The guy is so talented to let go. No, I agree. Look, for me, I think he was our best midfielder out there today. He actually tried. He was the first one to get the ball in midfield, try and play a 1-2 with Harry Kane or Dane Scarlett. Bobbling the ball around, looking for movement, looking for runners. For fuck's sake, he even tried to take on half the team and nearly scored himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, look, I'm actually happy with Tanguy's performance there. I'll be honest with you.
I think he actually needs to even be starting as, it's hard to say maybe as the number 10, but he needs to be somewhere in that midfield in the Chelsea match, Dave. He absolutely needs to be somewhere in that midfield. Maybe if he goes for a Højbjerg, Skippy, pivot again, from before, I would say, Tanguy has to find a way into that team. He just needs to be in that team because he's our only hope, David, actually creating anything at times.
No, it is. He has to be. He has to be. We have to make it work with Tanguy. I'm sorry, but Nuno has to make it work. And I'm of that opinion now, and I'm going to stay at that. He has to make it work. End of. Brad Matthews with the super chat. Big up, AG. Really appreciate the support, my man. Top man. Brad Matthews says, play on Ndombele further forward. Attack quickly. Have shots. Fight and take a chance. It's not that difficult. I'll take the draw. But we were lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Brad, you summed it up. Exactly. Put Ndombele further forward. Attack. Have shots. Get balls out wide. Put them in. You know what I mean? Fight. Exactly. Take a chance. It's all we're asking, man. Take a chance. Take a risk. Stop passing it and rotating across the back line. For God's sake, Brad, they could get me, you, and Jack to do that. And pay us
it's also, Dave, because they're putting 6 guys back there just to pass it amongst themselves and back there as well. It's really shocking. And it's not like just 2 center backs passing it between themselves. It's an entire back 4 practically at times, just passing it sideways amongst themselves as if they're just waiting for the clock to run out, as if they don't even think they have to score. It's like they don't even know the score, Dave.
No, it's ridiculous. It's like they don't. It's like there's no urgency there. But look,
or even sense of panic, Dave, or sense of embarrassment. There doesn't even seem to be a sense of embarrassment.
No, look, again, yeah, I agree with you. Lack of pride, lack of pride in what you're doing, lack of professionalism. At the end of the day, I'm sick of the weak mentality. I'm sick of these games keep happening. These are games that should be a walk in the park. Should be a walk in the park. I'm sorry, it should be. But Brad, I agree with you. I just want to see someone take a risk. Just a risk. Stop this rotating the ball. Like I said, they could play me, you, and Jack. They can actually just say you could take the kit homages after the game, and we could sit in there and rotate the ball like they were doing there. Absolutely ridiculous. It is ridiculous, but big up, Brad. A great super chat, my man.
Definitely agree. Play him further forward. Totally agree.
There's over 200 people watching right now. Make sure you are smashing the like button on the stream, guys. If you are new, make sure you do smash the subscribe button on the channel. We're pumping out a heap of content covering everything Tottenham, so you won't regret it. And look, guys, when it is hopping like this, get your super chats in. It skips you right to the top of the queue. I know not everybody, can't afford super chats and everything else. I know it's a big bad world out there. Believe me. So look,
especially after today, we definitely understand.
On screen. Yeah,
we definitely understand, especially after today, everybody. We're just going to try to just stick with this together. But like David said, it's going to be probably might blow up for a few minutes here. So in case you'd like to skip the queue, please throw in a super chat. But there is no pressure at all. Hopefully, you can just stick with us, and maybe we'll find ways to learn from another performance like this. But David, it really is becoming concerning. In the Harris Army, I'm just like you guys. I'm absolutely just I'm lost for words with this type of performance. But Goguma saying Hill trying so hard to make things happen today. Yeah, I think Brian Hill had an okay performance. I would say there are moments when it seemed like maybe it's actually him just having Ben Davies on his side, Dave. Just having Ben Davies, as a partner down the wing it's just not work. It just doesn't work for him. You could tell he was very frustrated. Even you could tell by Ben Davies at times as well. I even think if you even put Matt Doherty over there, would have been the same result. So it just really shows, that our wingers, they can only do so much. They need their fullbacks to help them out, to be able to retain possession, even put in a good ball in the box, or even find them.
Just do the simple thing. Just do an overlap. Even if you don't touch the ball, just overlap them. Create space for them. Jesus Christ. At least create space for them to run inside or run outside. Do something. But they just stand there waiting for the pass to come back. I'm fed up with it. Look, I agree with you, Goguma. Gill is trying, but there's nothing he can do when he has a numpty playing behind him who doesn't know what to do. Dark Sun G21 with the super chat. Big yourself up, Dark Sun G. This is why Catastrophe should not wear the captain's armband. I swear, if I was PRM and Højbjerg with the armband, we would have had a different result.
How does he wear the armband?
Jack, look, we spoke about this armband thing before. Actually, we had a debate about it last night, and Kaniki asked me. But look, what would you say to Dark Sun G here?
Dark Sun G, honestly, it just pains me, Dark Sun G. It's actually depressing to see that Davies is even be allowed near the armband. Even holding, the club crest, as well. Like, imagine if we were in a Champions League match, where they exchange, the club crest, Dave, they exchange the flags, Ben Davies shouldn't even be allowed to touch something like that. Even it is just, I don't know, Dave, I'm running out of words when it comes to this. It really is just pains me to see players like Ben Davies, especially Ben Davies is, he's almost become now the top of my shit list, I would probably say. Ben Davies, actually, I would say, as much as, we like to, as much as we like to put Easy Pass at the top of it, I will say, like, Ben Davies is now easily making a case for being, the first one to go even before Easy Pass at this rate. He's just showing to be more useless, David, than any other player on this team. I have no idea what he's actually good at. Similar to Doherty, I actually have no idea what their best position is. I don't even know what their best trait is as footballers. Like, what is even Ben Davies' best trait as a footballer? What is he actually good at as a footballer? The same for Matt Doherty as well. I really don't understand, like, what they actually offer that other players can't.
I'm actually getting to the point, Jack. I'll be honest with you. I'd rather just pay them whatever they're on, 50, 60, 100 grand a week, whatever. You know what I mean? I'd rather pay them that just to fill the water balls, because when they play, it's actually just of detriment to the Tottenham team. It really is. I'm not being funny, but I would much rather pull someone out of the under-23s or the under-18s, even the under-9s, right, and put them at right back and left back rather than just persist with this dog shit. I really would, because they offer nothing. Doherty, how many times was he caught out? And then you see the camera panning to him after they nearly scored, and he's just standing there like this with a hand up. Instead of standing there with your hand up, get back. Get back. Stop making these lazy excuses. Oh, I'm so sorry, but I'm not. I got away with that one. I'm pissed off. It sickens me. It sickens me. 2-2 is not a good result tonight. And Jiminy, or Dark Sun G, look, yeah, this is why you shouldn't. Look, captain's armband should just went straight to Pierre M. and Højbjerg. It should have. I don't know why it went to Davies. I really don't. Should just went straight to Pierre, and we probably would have seen a different result. And boy, Jesus, do we need Sonny back. That's for sure.
Yeah, I didn't read that part. Yeah, we need Sonny back more than ever, Dark Sun G. Absolutely. And Pierre-Emile Højbjerg must be absolutely disgusted to see someone like Ben Davies play the way he did with the armband on. It's honestly, David, like, the armband should burn Ben Davies' skin when it touches him, because it's not meant to be worn by him. Hopefully it burns his skin when he touches it, because like I said, he's just not meant to be wearing that, especially the way he's been playing. Even his attitude, you can tell on the pitch, kind of stinks as well, Ben Davies. He's pointing at other players, to play better. He's telling other guys they need to do this and that. And he's supposed to be the leader here. He's supposed to be the one that's actually leading by example. Maybe he's yelling at the players and telling them what to do, but by no means is he leading by example.
I'm just fed up with it. I'm fed up with the same players, same results. It just drives me mad. Look, it's not all on them tonight, but in terms of creating width and creating space, you need them to be doing the simple things, the basics, which is overlapping, being able to do 1-2s, a give and go, and they just can't do it. So it just means then we're very easy to defend against, because they know it's grand. Let Davies and Doherty do whatever they want out there. Just press the living shit out of the middle. And when you do that, they don't, like, you look at Ndombele, how many times did he turn away from Doherty, who was miles free on the other side? Because he just doesn't want to give him the ball. And I don't blame him, because, Jack, even near the end, there's nobody near him. He's all the time in the world to cross the ball. Honestly, I could have took the missus to the Northern Lights for a week and come back, right? And he still wouldn't have crossed the ball. And all he has to do is put in a good cross. And he can't even do that.
Do you actually feel like Tanguy was deliberately avoiding him, Dave? I think that was actually true. Yeah. You could tell that, because Tanguy has the vision. He has the best vision maybe on our team. And there were moments when you could tell that he literally he considered what would happen if he played it to Doherty. And he actually just said, it might be better off that I just, try to create something myself. That is actually shocking when you think about it. It is one of those moments where you start to realize maybe some of our players aren't even playing it to each other because they just know that the other one is shit. I mean, Dave, it just tells you a lot about maybe the likes of Doherty, that, somebody like Tanguy doesn't trust him with anything. Probably don't even trust him to hold his water bottle, David.
No, he definitely doesn't, because he'll come back and they'll have the water bottle upside down. I forgot they unscrewed the cap. It's ridiculous. I don't blame him. I do not blame him. Honestly, if I was in that team, I would refuse to pass the ball to them, especially going forward, because they're going to give it away. So I wouldn't. I don't blame him. But look, David here at the Super Chat, seeing Tanguy play well today makes me so upset. His attitude forced us to play winks so far, and it's really cost us. He needs to grow up and play. Well, look, I'm going to hand this to the biggest Tanguy apologist you'll ever find in world football. Jacko, take it away.
David, I think I agree with half of this. What I would say is it does disappoint me. It's kind of similar to Delhi, right? Where, seeing Delhi put in the effort this season, seeing him putting in, the physical, kind of box to box, nature, seeing his attitude as well. Delhi improves is kind of, to a lot of us, was a bit sickening, considering how much we waited for that, to come through. I think it's probably quite similar to Tanguy. Like, you're right. It's kind of unfortunate to see him, value, his attitude over anything, or his fitness. I don't know what it is, but yeah, making Nuno have to play Winks instead of him is very it just pisses me off. I agree, David, but then you have to think about it this way. He played so well, and he was clearly head and shoulders above the rest of our players, that again, you then start to go down the route of like, his attitude could be probably the worst on the team. I really couldn't care less, because it just shows that we still just desperately need him. Even if that felt like that was still like 70-80%, of what Tanguy, is. It felt like that wasn't even full 100% Tanguy ability, and we were still seeing what he is capable of. So, David, I kind of agree with half of this. I'm pissed as well to see that, it takes Tanguy this long to get back into the squad. And, obviously his attitude does stink, but now that we've seen how horrible this team is, you then start to think to yourself, like, I don't care how much of a downer he is. I don't care how much his attitude stinks. He's the only player that can, maybe even help us win any games at this rate. Because also Harry Kane did not really do himself any favors after a game like this, and so it really does make you think, Tanguy might be the one that we have to rely on, at this rate, because he did show a lot more than any of the other players. Definitely showed more than Harry Kane did. I'm not in any way, shape, or form blaming Harry for this performance, not at all. But I would just say it just shows that Tanguy is actually, I don't care at this rate what his attitude is. He's the only one that allows us to even create anything. He's the only one that would even probably promote any goals against Chelsea, I would say. So especially against Chelsea, he's probably our only hope. So David, kind of agree with half of this. But yeah, I do agree he needs to grow up. But simultaneously, he did play. He did play, David. He did bring up his play. He did definitely show us what he can do on the pitch. So I will tell you that. Kind of agree with half of it.
Look, David, where I'm at, look, it does make me upset that Tanguy's threw his toys out of the pram. But look, where I'm at now, it's in the past. It's done. At the end of the day, he's actually this forced us to play Winks. I agree with you on that. And it has cost us. It cost us against Palace. I agree with you on that as well. It cost us last season as well. I agree with you. But look, he does need to grow up and play. But in fairness, he done it today. You have to give him credit. He done it today. Honestly, he was juggling balls over people's head like it was easy, like it was nothing. Now, I want to see more of that. Don't get me wrong. I do want to see more of it. I don't want it just to be a one-game wonder sort of thing. But I agree. I agree, David. He does now need to grow up and play. But look, he started today. Big yourself up. Jerome says, is Lucas and Bergwijn injured? I could not watch the game. Thank God I didn't, by the looks of it. Jerome, yes. Look, both of them came off injured from tackles. So, it's not looking good for the Chelsea game, I wouldn't say, with such a quick turnaround. And
not looking good for Stevie. It looked like Lucas was able to come off the pitch all right. It just seemed like maybe Nuno was actually just, it felt like Nuno was actually, not taking any risks, I would say, with the Lucas injury.
Well, it looked like at the same time, didn't he? So
yeah, I think the Lucas injury is not as bad as maybe we might think, despite it being, again, an MMA-like tackle on him from before. I actually do feel like he should be more hurt than he even was, Dave, when you think about it. Yeah. He is a tough cookie, Lucas, when you do think about it. But Steven Bergwijn would be the one that I would say you should be worried about. Jerome, it seemed like it did not look good with Steven Bergwijn. He even had a little bit of a scuffle with a player, and then had a naughty tackle put on him, which actually put him out of the game. So some of the Rennes players, I do hope they're actually being taken out of the stadium right now in cuffs.
No, they should be. But look, the referee let it go. But again, look, there comes a point when the referee does let things go. You have to learn to look after yourself. Look, that's where I'm at with it. You can't keep. Look, as much as the referees are not helping lately, they are letting a lot go. But our players just have to toughen up. They're just going to have to realize it. Look, the referee's not protecting them. Sometimes you have to protect yourself. But Jerome, big yourself up, my man. I really, really appreciate it. We have Dominic Hooks. Big up, Dominic Hooks. Really appreciate the support, my man. And big up Jerome as well. Really appreciate it. Says, I think you guys are being too harsh. Let's talk tactics and where the team's going and where the team's going to be. Football is not as easy as you think. Look, I'll be honest with you, Dominic. Look, harsh, maybe. Look, talking tactics, we talk tactics here all the time, believe me, my man. And we will get on to that, don't worry about that. But football is not as easy as you think, man. It's the simplest sport in the world. It's a give and go sport. It's a pass and move sport. It's so easy. All you need is a fitness level and some sort of football ability. and you can play. It is, honestly, it's not as complicated as people need to make it out nowadays. It's really not, with all these systems and all this, all these other things thrown in now. It's really not that complicated. At the end of the day, it's 11 men in a football. It's really simple. It is really simple. But look, in terms of tactics, look, I was happy that Nuno went with the 4-2-3-1 today. I really was. But look, at the same time, you have to have the players that want to play it. You have to have the players that want to play it. And look, first 20 minutes, first 15 minutes, I'd say we look very good. Even 10 minutes, I'd say we look very good. But then we just relinquished control of the game and took it back up from 40 minutes to half time. It's not good enough. Look, if we would have been able to keep the ball and not lose that period of the game, we probably would have been out of sight by half time, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? But again, the problem is keeping the ball. But look, we've seen Jose try stuff, different tactics. We've seen Nuno try a 4-2-3-1 and a 4-3-3. We're not getting any results out of it. And look, I do think a lot of the players do have to take the blame. I don't want to keep going down. I don't want to keep blaming the manager. I really don't want to keep blaming managers, because I don't think a lot of it is the manager's fault, especially with some of the players. But at the same time, Nuno has Brian Hill out there. He has other players to work with that Jose didn't. So I don't know. I don't know. It's something I'm going to have to think about tonight, long and hard, and just see where I sit on it. But look, in terms of tactics, I am delighted to see that we did try the 4-2-3-1. But look, I do want to see it again in future games. I think the more that we can get these players to play, it will benefit them. And look, don't get me wrong. Look, the creativity problem isn't always going to be here. There will come a point where we're just rain goals. We can't stop it happening. But look, I do think something has to change, and I'm not sure what it is, Jack. But look, what would you say to Dominic?
Dominic, I really appreciate the support, and really, I also like your name as well, Dominic. But I would say, I don't think we're not really known as really being ones for being too harsh. I would say, Dominic, I would get that straight with you first. We're not really known for that. And then as well, sometimes you have to look at it objectively, Dominic. As much as maybe you don't want to be as negative about a performance like this, you sometimes have to realize that this is an atrocious performance that absolutely must be reckoned with. Because, at the end of the day, we are a team that should not be struggling against a team like Rennes. Of course, maybe Rennes are maybe a bit better team than we probably gave them credit for, Dominic. But at the same time, if you're saying that, we should look at this with a bit of positivity or with a bit of light, I don't think that that's the right way to go about it. And again, you're talking to one of the most positive people around, Dominic. I can't be delusional. As much as I am delusional, Dominic, about sometimes the positivity, I can't go that far down the spectrum, I would say. So I'll, as well, if you want to talk tactics, Dominic, please show up tomorrow for Stats with Jack tomorrow at Friday. Yes. There will be plenty of tactics shown there. We even bring out a big tactical pad as well to show you animations. If the tactics would be an understatement for what we do tomorrow, Dominic, it's an absolute understatement. To summarize quickly what we did in terms of tactics today, we set up, I think, correctly with a 4-2-3-1, and we put Brian Hill in the middle as kind of a free roaming box to box kind of number 10 with Skippy and Dombele. You would think that would be enough to be able to create, especially in the middle of the park, Dominic. You'd think that would be plenty to be able to create stuff in the middle. And then as well, we had Steven Bergwijn and Lucas out wide. It's just unfortunate that they got taken out of the game by pretty harsh tackles and injuries. So when you do think about it, Dominic, again, there's another game where actually, when I think about it, Nuno had to make changes and drastic changes very quickly into the game. He had to actually just completely go with a whole new plan, even a whole new philosophy, you might say, Dominic. So, and as well, if you're talking about tactics, the fullbacks are a huge concern for us. If you look at any other team in the Premier League, they have overlapping fullbacks that are able to put in a decent ball to the box, and then also able to even retain possession, in times when it is a bit crowded, when there is maybe a bit of an awkward moment. And clearly we do not have fullbacks that are capable of that. And also the fullbacks, when they do get exposed, when they do lose the ball in pad positions, they are going to be overlapped, and then they are going to be exposed themselves by overlapping runners. So I would say, Dominic, it's our fullbacks tactically that actually destroyed us and hurt us the most this match, I would say. And again, it's last thing on tactics, Dominic, the places that we were losing the ball in the park, absolutely horrible places to lose the ball on the pitch, which is also why we really, really struggled. But Dominic, please stay tuned for tomorrow. For what we do tomorrow with Stats with Jack. Again, I would say tactics for Stats with Jack tomorrow is an absolute understatement.
Yeah, Dominic, look, don't worry. We're going to put you in, my man. Make sure you do tune in, my man. Make sure you do. You'll absolutely enjoy it. I just want to say to everyone, there is still 240-odd people watching right now. We will end up talking a bit about Harry Kane's performance as well. I see a few people asking for that. But guys, look, it's getting impossible to keep up with the chat right now. It's absolutely hopping. A lot of fuming people out there. Guys, keep pinging in the super chats, guys. We will get to them, and it just means it guarantees ensures it's like that life policy that we will get to your comment before we end off, no matter what. But look, we will try and get everyone's comments up. But right now, it is getting a bit hard to do. But make sure you are smashing that like button. Make sure you are smashing that subscribe button. We are 8 subscribers off reaching 4,200. So that would be awesome if we could, get the 8 subscribers before we end off. But also get over and check out the Flat Cap Euro Talk. It's the second channel, the sister channel, you would say. Of course, Jack here, who takes the majority of the running of that. And it's just about all European football, guys. So do get over, and that's Flat Cap Euro Talk. Do get over and check that out. But look, Stackademics here, Jacko, says, drop Doherty off at the Emirates. So poor. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, look, he's a Gunner fan. Look, I'm not sure whether that has anything to do with it. But look, at the end of the day, he's just not good enough. I would drop him off at Turf Moor. Anywhere. Honestly, Stackademics. Absolutely anywhere. I'm fuming with the guy. I'm fuming with him. Look,
I don't even know if he's good enough for a bottom of the league kind of even side at this rate, Dave. I don't even know if Arsenal would even take him.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't go anywhere near him. Any club that's watching him wouldn't go anywhere near him right now. He hasn't performed since he's got here. He's just been piss poor, and most of that is because he can't pass the ball or control a football or make any split second decisions. Stackademics, big yourself up. Really appreciate the support. Gav Jarman, big yourself up with the donation. I really appreciate that, my man. Top man. Let's see what else we got here. Dark Song G.
Yeah, you got it, Dave.
Yeah, Dark Song G says, if we can ship out Easy Pass and Catastrophe in the winter and bring in a forward and a centre defensive midfielder or a cam and a left back, I'm sure Nuno's tactics would be different in my opinion. Jack, what would you say to Dark Song G, my man?
It's kind of hard though, because if we were to ship out maybe Easy Pass, I would say we do have to replace him with some sort of, center midfielder of some kind. I would say the one that, would be the ideal replacement for this kind of center mid would be someone from Olympique Lyon by the name of Bruno Guimaraes. Definitely a player I think would absolutely solve a lot of our problems with dictating tempo. He's also a bit of a midfield hard man. At the same time, he averages tons of tackles and interceptions. If I were to replace Easy Pass, I would replace him with Bruno Guimaraes. If I were to go really cheap, at this rate, I'd almost take like Harrison Reed, from Fulham at this rate. He'd be much better than Harry Winks. I've even compared, Harry Winks to Harrison Reed. And that's why I actually think, Harry Winks is that poor, because someone like Harrison Reed from Fulham, still does plenty more than Winks does in the middle of the park. So that must be said. And then getting Catastrophe out of the building, I don't even know who would take him at this rate. He's supposed to be some specialized now, like center back in a back 3, back 5 system. I don't think we can trust him at all with that, considering he doesn't know how to play any type of defensive role well for us, especially at left back. He's been horrible, absolutely horrible. He shows no sense of urgency. He doesn't even ever rush out to the ball whenever the winger on his side has possession. He seems to, like he can't really be asked to, even sprint towards this man, to close it down. I really am just concerned by Ben Davies. Ben Davies is really turning into, again, Dark Sun G. It almost seems like now Mr. Catastrophe is starting to become a bit nice to him. At this rate, we're going to need to find even worse nicknames, because he's on the top of my list now, Dark Sun G. I don't know what you think, Dark Sun G, but I feel like Catastrophe has now surpassed Easy Passes, even more useless and detrimental to his club. But yeah, I would say we need a new left back of some sort. Could we be okay with someone like Sessegnon maybe as just the backup left back? Maybe, but Sessegnon is very injury prone. So you're probably right. We do need to find a new one right away. I don't really know. I can't think of any at the top of my head right now. That I would go for, but maybe come back to next time on a Dark Sun G with what left back I would give as an alternative. But really, I agree. And just let me know, Dark Sun G. I feel like, Catastrophe has now become actually the top of the list in terms of players that need to go. And he says, I'm sure Nuno's tactics could be different. In my opinion, they definitely could be. I would say the attacking patterns that we're showing, even, kind of the triangles, or even the attacking play and link up play has just been really it just doesn't seem to be there. It seems like the players haven't even practiced in any way, shape, or form any sort of attacking patterns at all. And I would say that would be more on Nuno's case than it even is on the players, I will say. Seems like even players like Tanguy have to just come up with everything by themselves, in order to create something. So Dark Sun G, I'm actually with you. It is Catastrophe and Easy Pass that need to go, but also Nuno, definitely another very, very concerning performance by the players tactically.
Yeah, no, look, 100%. Look, for me, that we were always going to be left in the position at the end of this window. We had work to do, getting players out and getting more players in. We're never going to get everything to do in one window. So, look, it's hard. We have to sit here till January, wait for the next window to open up to see if we can do some more business. And it's just, look, it's a tough position to be in right now. But, look, Definitely a quality backup striker. And I mean quality. I don't want any of these journeymen, players that have been out on loan for most of their career. I want a quality backup striker, CDM, centre attacking midfielder, another left back. I couldn't agree more. Big up Dark Sunji. I really appreciate it. And look, Nuno's tactics, 100% I agree with you on that. Really appreciate the support, my man. Top man. But look, Jack, just on Nuno, before we move on to maybe some more of the players, is there anything maybe that Nuno could have done differently today? Or were you happy with what he's done at the start? Like, thinking about it, is it Nuno's tactics? Is it the players? What do you think it is? Because for me, I was happy with the lineup and I was happy with the formation.
I was happy with the lineup. I was happy with formation. I think it seemed like a team that was plenty good enough. It then just starts to make you think, David, is it something that's going on behind the scenes? Is it what he's maybe training them with? Is it how they're training that's maybe going wrong? Is it just, like I said, the attacking patterns that he's trying to teach, the club might be wrong, or just maybe, lack thereof, you might say as well, of attacking patterns in play and movements and tactics. It seems like maybe there's something missing there. But then I would then go back to something. It's something a bit of a similar scenario to the Crystal Palace match, David, where you're just kind of handed a bunch of unexpected outcomes, where you're handed a Steven Bergwijn injury very early into the match. You're handed also a Lucas injury and a Harry Kane, somewhat a Lucas injury as well. Harry Kane was pulled off early for some reason as well. And it seemed like maybe Nuno was doing that because he was actually quite concerned that, the Rennes players were going to actually injure them as well. So it does seem like it's possible that, again, Nuno is kind of handed another kind of bad hand of cards, you might say, in the case of Steven Bergwijn having to go off early, as well as Kane and Lucas maybe being pulled off early as well. I'm not so sure, but I think that is a bit of an excuse for him. I'm not trying to give him any excuses, believe me, not trying to give him any, but I would say that is a bit of an excuse for him where, the way we set up originally, the way we even looked in the beginning as well was absolutely fantastic. And then it just was unfortunate to just see those players actually have to be hauled off the pitch because of injury and because of actually harsh tackles, malicious tackles being put on them. So similar to the Crystal Palace match, if I actually may add as well, very similar in that way. So is that Nuno's fault? Probably not, having to deal with that, but he definitely, again, could be probably doing a lot better with it. And I would say, like, even then, before Steven Bergwijn was pulled off, like, we did start to look at a little bit bleak then too, but you will say he actually has been quite unlucky, at least with injuries, very, very unlucky.
No, he definitely is. Guys, still over 200 people watching in the house right now. Make sure you keep smashing that like button, guys. But most importantly, look, we are now 6 subscribers off reaching 4,200 subs. If there is 6 of you watching that aren't subscribed, please do smash the subscribe button. We do everything from previews, reviews, monthly reviews. We do, fan shows for you guys to come on and have your say. We do watch-alongs. We do a lot of debate shows about all the hot subjects that week on Tottenham Hotspur. So, guys, make sure you do smash that subscribe button. You won't regret it. And look, like so many, look, I will keep getting up the comments. I'll do as best as I can. But guys, super chat really helps you skip the queues. But look, Jack, Dark Sun G, and then I do want to get onto a bit on that question myself. Dark Sun G says Nuno gives tactics, but catastrophe Oscar and Easy Pass can't absorb and follow orders from the manager. So I can't blame him for the draw today. Subs, okay, too. Look, it is hard to fully put the blame on him when you still see some of these same players playing. I fully agree with you. I couldn't agree more. And I do think not having the wing backs being able to, like I was saying, create spaces, doing the overlaps, creating space.
Well, they had plenty of space. That's the problem too, David. It's like, is it really Nuno's fault that, Doherty, with the space he found himself in, is it really Nuno's fault that Doherty continues to not take advantage of all the space he's been given, as well as Ben Davies? So you do think maybe sometimes the players are actually put in the right positions. They are actually given, opportunities to succeed, as we might say. And it just seems like, it is the case, at least with our fullbacks, in the likes of Mr. Oscar and Catastrophe. It really does seem like they actually are that piss poor. And I don't like to say that kind of thing, but I honestly can't remember a time when Matt Doherty actually put in a good ball in the box. He even got so lucky as well for the Hotspur equalizer that was one of the worst balls he even put in that day. And that was the one that we actually even scored from as well. So it really just shows, like, Nuno, in a way, is actually getting his players in the right positions at times. It's just they're actually doing nothing with it. And how much can he really do about that? I'm not sure.
look, it goes back to sort of, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make it drink him. You can't make the horse drink the water. You know what I mean? Look, at the end of the day, he's giving them chance after chance. But look, again, I'll be honest with you. Hopefully, it's the final nail in the coffin for these guys. That you keep persisting with these guys, these same results happen. Look, I'm as angry, disappointed, upset, annoyed, pissed off as everybody else. But look, after this game, after the calm, we will look to maybe take some lessons that we've learned from this game and move on. Because look, we are big advocates, Jack, of you win or you learn, and you know what I mean. So look. Look, it's not the worst result. Look, I get it. We could have lost, but it feels a bit like a loss. That's what I'm trying to say. But big up, Dark Sun G.
Also to Dominic Cooks. That's even, Dominic Cooks. I know you're new to the channel, so, you're not really too familiar with everything. But as well, even the last loss that we had, Dominic Cooks, we did a win or learn show, which is very different than most other channels post-match reviews, which are definitely a bit negative as well. So I would say, again, you're not going to find a more, sometimes positive outlook on even such dismal performances than this channel. I mean, it's not going to get more positive sometimes in here. So that's all I can say to you. We try to look at everything and how to improve from it, how to go from there. How can we do things differently? And that's even what we've done before is a win or learn show. We'll continue to do that, especially after Premier League matches, of course. But yeah, I mean, Dark Sun G as well. Really do appreciate your support. And yeah, I mean, again, they can't absorb and follow any orders from this manager, and that's not Nuno's fault.
No, it's not. And look, it's what we've come to expect, to be honest with you, from these guys. 4 different managers, same problems. Has to be the players. Kane, the long shot, the lack of drive and poor performance. A big up, Dark Sun G, really appreciate it. But says, the lack of drive and poor performance go back to the end of the Poch era. They got Poch the sack. They got Jose the sack. They will get Nuno the sack. Look, do you know what, Kane, the long shot? This is something I've been saying, Jack. I've been saying this the last while. These players get managers to sack when they have to rely on them, and it all starts with them coming in these games, the shock results happening, then managers realising they can't rely on them. You know what I mean? They end up overplaying most of our players, then we get injuries, then they have to rely on them, and then ultimately they end up costing them the job. It's the same cycle every single time, and I could not agree more, Kane, the long shot. Jack, what do you think? What's your thoughts?
I mean, this is, again, kind of reading from, maybe the Harris Army kind of the Harris Army music shooter, Harris Army, yeah, just honestly, reading from the Bible, you might say, Kane. But I would say, yeah, there's only one common denominator, and that's the players. We've had 3 different managers. Poch, world-class manager, became a world-class manager under us, attacking, kept the players in shape, knew how to, get the best out of them, get the most out of them. Clearly, they kind of reached that burnout with him. Is that, Pochettino's fault they reached burnout? No, not at all. Definitely had to do with the players, getting a bit overexcited, or maybe getting, too big of heads, you might say, under that Poch system. Then going on to Jose, one of the most successful, decorated managers of history, one of the most best managers as well in terms of instilling the right mentality into players, the winning mentality, you might say, into players. That didn't work for them. Clearly, that wasn't good enough for them. And then they go on to Nuno, someone who also is, again, a very good people person, someone who knows how to connect to the players on the right human emotional level. And clearly, they're chewing him out and spitting him out as well, David. They're almost like a picky eater, Dave. These players, they can't find the right, meal that they like. They're just saying, no, this is, I need this, I need this, I need this. And they're not even realizing that, they're not even good enough players to make it these kind of demands. It's almost like, Dave, like I said, they're chewing up all of our managers and just spitting them out and just making it seem like, it's the manager's fault, when in fact, it's obviously more like the players.
Yeah, no, 100%. I couldn't agree more. Great summary there, Jack, to be fair. And Kane, the long shot, says also, Doherty and Davies couldn't find a cross in a church. 100%. I couldn't agree with you. And by the way, that's a great quote. I'm actually going to rub that off you, my man. I love that. That's good. And they wouldn't. It's true. They wouldn't. The cross would be sitting there right in front of them, up at the altar, and they'd still be turning around. Where's the cross? Honestly, I agree with you. Absolutely brilliant comment. William Kelly, Jack, he's in. He says, hi, guys, just woke up for work. I have a big day today, so didn't stay up for the match. What happened? Look, first of all, whatever your big day is today, my man, I hope it's a successful one for you.
Yep.
I hope everything goes right. And look, I'll be honest with you didn't really miss much, William Kelly. So you were better off, preserving your health, preserving your energy, and actually staying asleep. Look, what happened was, we started off very well. Good lineup from Nuno, good formation, changed to a 4-2-3-1. Started off very well. After we went 1-0 up, and then we just sat back, completely allowed them to take a domination of the game up until maybe 5 minutes before half-time. Then we wrestled back control, but done absolutely nothing with the ball. Second half, look, I think we were more or less in control for a lot of the half, but you can be in control all you want, William Kelly. If you want to know what happened, my man, just turn on the first leg against Pacos de Ferreira. Much the same. We have the ball, but we're just passing it into midfield out to the fullbacks because our fullbacks are too lazy and don't want to get up the wing, or try and make something happen. And when they do pass it back, then they end up giving it away because they're too sloppy and they can't concentrate more than 3 minutes. It's absolutely ridiculous. William Kelly, look, 2-2, it's not the worst result in the world. We got a point away from probably the third, fourth best team in the competition. But it's no excuses. We should be winning this game. We all said at the start of the game, we have more than a good enough lineup to be beating these easy.
Yeah, we picked a strong enough lineup.
It didn't happen. But Jack, what do you want to say to William?
William, again, like David said, I really do hope that maybe a performance like this doesn't, distract you from anything, that, you have planned for today. We really do wish you all the success and, all the success and all the hope, for what we're, and all the luck for what you have going on today. I know it might be a big day and this might be a bit of a downer, but hopefully it doesn't, get to you here, William. He seems like you're a strong enough man, especially how many years you've been watching performances like these. Probably doesn't get to you as much as it used to, probably, William. So again, we wish you all the success. We do wish you all the success, but I would say, William, it's probably not worth watching, not even worth getting up for this kind of match. I would say it really isn't. It's even burning my eyes sometimes, watching games like this, William. It really just hurts to watch. It gives me a bit of a sick, stomach feeling, Dave. I even was drinking a really healthy smoothie before this, David, nice, and I didn't even put any juice in it, just water and berries, good for the fiber for the next morning. And I will say I'll probably still be feeling sick the next morning after a performance like this. So William, again, especially, considering he has to wake up at ungodly hours to watch games like this, William, I'll just let you know ahead of time, which ones you should show up for, which ones you should be walking, because honestly, you can't even be paid, to watch some kind of performances like this. Just really just sickening, William. So hope you're doing well, though, and hope, again, wish you all the success today, brother.
Yeah, exactly, William. Wish you all the success, my man. Have a good day and enjoy yourself. Dark Sun G21 says, I just noticed Catastrophe was here the longest in the defence. I think this sums up the problem. Catastrophe is supposed to lead the defence. Look, Dark Sun G, the problem is Ben Davies has been here for 8 years and hasn't nailed down the left-back starting spot once throughout his career. He's always gone in through injury or whatever else, but never actually been first choice. In 8 years. Imagine that. The guy, it could even be 9 years now. But he's only a couple of years off a testimonial. Does he deserve a testimonial at Tottenham, this guy?
Oh my
Definitely
God.
not. Definitely not.
It should be a dunk tank, David. His testimonial should be a big, swimming pool dunk tank. I would say, maybe all the fans get to throw, like a beanbag at, a little target, and maybe dunk the Davies, in the water or whatever it may be. Because really, Dark Sun G, he has to be gone. I need to honestly at this rate.
Pains me.
I think we might have to do something, to Region that maybe we did to Hotspur last season. Hotspur played every single second, every single minute last season. We practically were, getting the most out of his wages, getting the most out of him. We're probably torturing Hotspur with how much we were playing him. I would say we just cancel Ben Davies' contract, cancel Catastrophe's contract, bring up somebody from the youth system. Honestly, Pascazzi might even do much. I would say, a billion times better Pascazzi. And he's not even a left-footed player, Dave. He's not even a left-footed player. He'd probably still put in better balls in the box, get fewer nosebleeds when he crosses the halfway line. And so Dark Sun G, I would just say, I would just cancel the contract right away with Catastrophe. Just see how we can manage until January, bring in whatever human being can play left back at this rate, and it'd probably still be just as good as Ben Davies, if not way better. So I would say, just have to be a cancel contract, just like Aurier.
Look, when my ma goes to me, son, what do you want for Christmas this year? I'm just going to say, please, Ben Davies out of Tottenham. Whether you have to buy him and wrap him up, put him under a tree for me to be able to, have a go at him, I don't care, whatever you have to do. But please, just get him gone.
A testimonial, David. A testimonial.
I can't have a testimonial. It's a disgrace to the club if that guy gets. And I know people are going to say, "Oh, you're harsh. Ben Davies is a good backup." He's not. I'm not having it anymore. He's not a good backup. It's not harsh. It's the truth. And we need to be honest with some of these players. There's no way he deserves a testimonial. If he gets a testimonial at Tottenham and lasts here 10 years, it's a disgrace to the people that got testimonials and earned them before him. That's what I'm saying. But big up, Dark Sun G. Really
Legend.
appreciate
Dark Sun G. And again, I hope, Dark Sun G, you can find the stomach to eat something after a game like this, because I know you don't eat before these kind of games, Dark Sun G. So all I can say is hopefully maybe I think it's pretty late his time, actually, David. So Dark Sun G, just rest on the pillow and hopefully you can try to sleep away something like this. But I know it might be a bit full of Ben Davies catastrophe nightmares. So Dark Sun G, again, I just I wish you all the best, brother. I really do hope you're doing okay, especially after a performance like this.
No, 100%. Big up, Dark Sun G. Make sure you get some sleep, my man. Tim Man 007, big up, Tim Man. Good to see you, my man. Says, sorry, guys, Nuno won't be here by Christmas. See, nothing so far that gives me any confidence. Hope I'm wrong, by the way. Yeah, look, it's a tough one. Look, Nuno's had a lot to deal with. A lot of injuries. You know, an unusual amount of injuries for the first part of the season as well.
Unusual press attention, unusual media attention, you would say as well.
Yeah, the boys going away, Jack, you know, on to South America and whatever else. You know, so he's had a lot to deal with. Look, I'm just hoping over the next couple of games or after the next couple of games, the dust can settle. We can take stock of really where we're at. Nuno can really fix things and let's go on a good run. Look, I'm not pulling the trigger yet, and let me tell you why, and I'm going to keep saying this. Under Pochettino, every season, the first 5 league games, we did not start well. But after that, we were very inconsistent in the first 5 games. After that, we went on amazing runs. And I think we could do the same under Nuno. We're just finding our feet, finding our fitness in the first 5 games, and then hopefully push on. Look, I'm definitely waiting another 4 or 5 games, you know, max, providing there's no absolute capitulations, you know, to make my judgment. But we can't be so quick to pull triggers on the managers all the time. We can't. That's another thing. Look, we just can't be so quick all the time. Look, unless like a Pochettino is available or something like that, you can't just be that quick to pull the trigger, because then it's just going to lead us into another cycle of where managers don't want to come to Tottenham, which is what happened when we were waiting nearly 3 months for a manager, or 70-odd days, whatever it was, 2 months, whatever. You know, so we like, because any manager then, like, and they all speak, make no mistake about it, they all speak to each other. You know, we're not going to get a good name in terms of really good managers wanting to come here because of the way we operate. So it's something I think we have to be very, very careful on this one, Jack. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, we might find ourselves in a situation where we actually might be, you know, finding an even worse manager than than we probably might expect. You know, I would say Nuno by no means, you know, is at that stage yet where I would put him on the chopping block or even close to it. But, you know, again, I think Nuno is actually he's been dealt a very unlucky hand, you know, in terms of media attention about the Harry Kane saga, the Tanguy saga as well. You know, that's probably been quite hard for him, you know, especially considering what recently has happened with Gio and Romero, only adds more further damage to it. And then again, you know, it does seem like, you know, he hasn't really exactly had the best luck of injuries as well with some of these players. So Nuno definitely has been dealt a very, very unlucky hand, is what I think needs to be said. But simultaneously, more performances like this, maybe with also, again, a strong squad like this, apart from the fullbacks, again, another decently strong squad like this and a very concerning performance, does make you raise questions, though, about maybe what's going on behind the scenes with Nuno, probably. Maybe he's not teaching them the right things in terms of attacking patterns and tactics and whatnot, but also at the same time, you know, there are a lot of players in the squad that simply are an absolute detriment to any sort of result.
No, 100%. I couldn't agree more. But big up, Tim, man. And Chris is saying hello as well. But big up, Tim, man. I really appreciate the support, my man. You're a top man. William Kelly says, did Gillen end on belly play? Yeah, the two of them played. Look, two of them were trying things.
Probably our two best players. Probably our two best players in that match.
Yeah, two best players. Will, you know, end on belly. He tried hard. He tried to make things happen going forward. Same as Hill. So for me, I think, yeah, the two of them, two of our best players. William Kelly, big yourself up, my man. Dark Sun G says, why did we go for Oscar instead of Semedo? Yeah, I don't know. Look, it comes down to doing your homework. I'm not being funny. You know, why didn't someone look into, is he an Arsenal fan, and then just not bring him to Tottenham? Because as an Arsenal fan, he's not really 100% going to be full-on committed. And I don't care what anyone says. He's not. He's not. If you put me in Arsenal, I wouldn't be committed to play for them. I'd play if they're paying me. Don't get me wrong. But would I be giving my best day in, day out? You bet your bottom dollar I won't be. 100%. I've no love for the club. It's that simple. It's that simple. But look, Dark Sun G, again, it comes down to recruitment, my man. It comes down to recruitment. Fresh Kid TV all the way from Jamaica. Big yourself up. All things are well. Blue Mountains in here as well. Big yourself up, guys. Big yourself up. If you are new, make sure you are smashing that subscribe button. Yeah, Philip. Yeah, it wasn't the best, my man. It just wasn't the best. Kuva 99. Big up Kuva says leaving Enoch won't leave and won't change their transfer policy. So all we can do is keep sacking managers until we get lucky, and one has a wand. Jack, what would you say to this?
Sorry, actually, I was looking at the comments from Adam. I saw a funny comment from Adam. He was saying, Jack's going to be bringing up his smoothie from before, his healthy smoothie. That's what Spurs are making me do. Sorry, I was laughing at that. Big yourself up, Adam, by the way.
No, big up, Adam. Well, look, Kuva, what I would say is, look, I do think they have changed the transfer policy a little, by bringing in Paratici and stuff like that. Look, at the end of the day, we tried getting a Kunde. We tried getting some of the big players. They wouldn't come to Tottenham because we don't have Champions League. Now, I agree. Not being in Champions League is on Levy and Enoch over past failings. 100%. I fully agree with you. And look, I'm just at the point now with this window. We were never, ever going to get everything done in a win window. It was so drastic and so many changes needed to be. Not only did we need players to come in for the first 11, but also for the backup brigade because we know their shit. So it was never, ever all going to happen in one window. I do think maybe, come January and maybe next summer, we probably will see a bit of a different look to the squad altogether. And I'm all for it, but it is going to take time. It is going to take time. But I agree with you. It's a fair comment. And I agree with you. All we do right now is keep sacking managers until we get lucky with someone that does get the best out of this squad. It does seem to be going down that route, Kuva. It really does. And it's sad. It's sad. And look, my opinion is I think Daniel Levy would be a lot quicker to pull the trigger on Nuno. He wasn't convinced by the idea first time round. You know what I mean? I think, look, we all know we kind of got him in because it was kind of like who was available. But, yeah, I agree with you here, Kuva. I have to say I agree with you, my man. Jacko?
I think it's actually, a bit of a more of a nuanced kind of take than actually, maybe some might think, actually, because he is saying, we have to take into consideration that Levy and Enoch might not be able to make the necessary transfers and the necessary, incomings that, we all know we need. So then it just keeps falling on the manager, to wave his wand, produce, something out of nothing. And again, this is probably then it connects back to why, David and I have always said it's more has to do with the players, these performances than it does the managers, because how many managers are going to go to with the same players and keep pointing at the manager is the reason. And that's kind of even how Levy and Enoch kind of operate at the moment, where they're not really willing to, just do a mass exodus of all the players that have absolutely capitulated, this club's form. They're actually more willing to just continue to find maybe a new kind of, I would say, just kind of, like magical wizard of some sort that is able to just somehow wave his magic wand and just turn these players that are absolute shit into absolute gold. And it's not going to happen. Poch did it because I think they were young and I think they were kind of naive. Yeah. Some of these players, they had something to prove, a lot of these players. So would Poch even be able to do that now? I don't even think so. Like, that's what's crazy is even Poch came into this team right now. Would he turn Doherty into an incredible right back? No chance. I really don't think he would, because like I said, we saw Doherty multiple times. He had acres of space to be able to either take the ball into the box himself or put in a beautiful ball into the box as well. Either or he couldn't do. And it just shows that, like David was saying earlier, you can only lead a horse so far. You can lead a horse to the drinking, or you can lead a horse to, to the water source, but he's not going to drink it. You can't force him to drink the water. So it just shows that it does fall on the players more than it falls on the manager. And as well, like Nuno, as much as he's maybe underwhelmed me recently, I really don't think it really falls that much on Nuno, even after a performance like this, because the players are always the common denominator. Like, it's not really that many new players in the squad, considering it really was, again, a very disappointing performance. I will say also, Galini, again, maybe, and I want to maybe hope that he can just bounce back from this, but Galini also had a quite shocking performance today. The second goal that we conceded really, again, should not have ever happened. That really should not have ever happened. We probably should have just scratched out a 2-1 win, a very undeserved 2-1 win, but the fact that it still was actually only a point really does show, because as much as maybe Rennes played a good game, that second goal they scored was absolutely against the run of play, and something I could never watch ever again. That was horrible goalkeeping, and so that must also be said. So yeah, the common denominator is the players, Kuva. That's for me. The common denominator is the players, but hopefully Levy and Enoch might realize that now and just realize they just need to at least get some of the players that we know are the ones that are causing this destruction.
100%. Again, Jack, speaking waxing lyricals, I have to say, you really are. But big yourself up, everybody. Look, maybe for the next couple of minutes, guys, get your questions in. Me and Jack will happily sit here and take some of the questions, guys. Yep. So get them in, and then we will be ending off. But guys, make sure you keep smashing that like button, guys. Make sure you do keep smashing that subscribe button as well. We are one off reaching 3,200. So if there's one person out there, that would be very nice if you could help that. And as well, guys, get your super chats in. They do take preference. I will keep getting up everybody's comments. Don't worry about that. But super chats do take preference. But look, let's see if we have anything in here. Let's see what we've got. David Woodford says, worst right back in 20 years, if not longer. I would say so, yeah. Jack?
I mean, I would say Davies and Doherty combined are probably the worst fullbacks I've actually honestly even seen in general, David. I'm not kidding. Like, actually seen in general. And, that's probably because I'm quite blessed, at flatcapeurotalk, being able to, have to watch, maybe a bit better footballers from time to time. So, at least in the last few months, David, and maybe in the last year, I would say Davies and Doherty are actually some of the worst fullbacks. They're actually the worst fullbacks I would say at top level I've ever sseen. Actually, the worst fullbacks at top level, because you do have to maybe give them credit. At a certain stage, David, they are getting away with robbery here. They're clearly not good enough for this level. As much as we like to rip on them for being horrible, it does seem like you actually have to tip your hat for them being able to honestly trick all these Levy and Enoch for even getting wages. The fact they're even being paid for performances like these, David, is honestly shocking. And as well, I would say, they're probably the worst fullbacks I would say at this level of football I've seen. Obviously, there are not a lot of, you go down further down, the leagues, you would see probably similar quality. And that doesn't say a lot about them. It just shows that they're just getting away with robbing a living.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. And it's look, for me, I definitely think so. I definitely think so. On the ball, off the ball, I think they're the worst we've had. 100%, my man. James Hunter says predicted score for Chelsea, guys.
Depends on the lineup. Really depends on the lineup, James Hunter. I would say if Tanguy plays, Højbjerg plays, Skippy plays. That's what's tough, David. And again, maybe someone can talk about this in the chat, but what type of lineup do we pick for Chelsea is really the question as well. Do we match them with the back five? Do we match them with the back three, and try something different?
Do you know what? For me, I think we have to go back five against Chelsea. I really do. I do. I don't think two centre-backs alone will be enough to handle Romelu Lukaku, especially our centre-backs. Look, James Hunter, I'll be honest with you, and I've never ever done this before, but I'd take a 1-1. I really would take a 1-1. I'll be absolutely delighted with it.
Yeah, I think so as well, David. I think even before this performance, we probably would have been quite happy with that. Would have been quite content with that. But right now, I'd actually be even more ecstatic by that than maybe originally I would have been. 1-1, absolutely would take that any day. And I think we're going to have to match them with the back five in order to get anything out of this game.
No, 100%. I couldn't agree more. Ellie, she's absolutely delighted that Højbjerg scored. Yeah, look, absolutely. Look, you take
it was a classy finish. It was a classy finish. It was a composed finich outside the boot, left-footed as well, Dave. Also, you consider moments like that where you're kind of given, a chance on a plate, David, like that as well, unexpectedly too. Players like me probably would have kind of, not been able to take it. Wolf, sorry about that, Wolf. Just talk to the missus about it. But also, Wolf, I'm quite poor as well, so there's only so much expensive artwork that I can really afford. As well, I can't be buying Mona Lisas over here, Wolf. There's not enough money to spend on the artwork. And as well, Wolf, the missus won't let me put up a big Spurs flag in the living room. She'll let me do it in the bedroom, but she won't let me do it in the living room. So I'll just maybe have to invest in a different artwork next time, Wolf. I love those roasts, though. I will say they're brilliant.
No, 100%. Big up, Wolfie. Well, look, guys, not too many questions coming in, so we are going to end it off here, guys. But look, before we do, Jack, why don't you let them know what's coming up on the Flat Cap Euro Talk?
Yeah, everybody, there's going to be lots of stuff coming out actually over there, especially since Champions League has just kicked off. Tomorrow I'll be releasing my Champions League 11 my best 11 from the Champions League performances from across Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll be picking the best 11, I think, for each position, from the Champions League performances. And then as well, I am going to be coming out with a series where I will be, now that I've seen all the games from the Champions League, seen what's happened, I'm going to be making predictions with Darius about which teams I think will be making the semifinals and the final of the Champions League this season. Be kind of a 4-part series. I'm going to be picking 4 teams that I think will be going there. So everybody should stay tuned for that as well. If anybody did see that team, Sheriff FC, the Moldovan side, did beat Shakhtar Donetsk 2-0. They're continuing this absolutely Cinderella story, you might say, Sheriff FC. And so David, who's already more of an expert on this Moldovan team than I am, we will be coming out with a very interesting kind of explained video, you might say, about where Sheriff FC come from, how they even got here, what type of team they are, where they might be going from here on out. Basically just a full explained, because I'm pretty sure not many of us know very much about Sheriff FC, and there probably wouldn't be a better duo to explain it than us, David. And so hopefully you guys can stay tuned for that at Flat Cap Euro Talk as well. So Sheriff FC explained story coming out, my Champions League 11 of the weekend or 11 of the week coming out as well. And then also I'm going to be coming out with my 4-part series on which teams I think will be making the semifinal and the Champions League final as well.
Now, so look, guys, there's plenty
of the week. Also, I think Shamu and I might have to. We'll see if we can still record it tonight, especially if Shamu is, willing to do it, because I know it's very early his time. But Shamu and I, of course, also are going to be coming out with our itch of the week. Shamu will be joining me for all the itches of the week from now on.
No, 100%. And Zoe was saying there that'd be interesting about the Sheriff FC. She's interested by them, so big up, Zoe. Guys, make sure everyone does get over and check out Flat Cap Euro Talk, and make sure you do smash that subscribe button. Dark Sun G says it's Chelsea at home if we don't get a good result. Look, we definitely need a good result, definitely. Look, again, I know it's at home and that. I know we're at home, but I still would take a draw. I honestly think Chelsea would be the closest thing to an Invincibles. Dark Sun G, I think they're going to be very tough to beat, my man, but big yourself up. I really, really do appreciate the support. Guys, in terms of what's coming up here on the Irish Hotspur, look, I don't think there's any point of really doing a match review tonight. We stayed on longer here after the game. Jack, what do you think?
Sorry, say that again, Dave.
Match review tonight. Will we leave it or will we go with it?
Let us know. Maybe Harris Army, let us know maybe in the comments down below. I would say, let us know if you want to see match review. I feel like Dave and I kind of did talk about, what our feelings were after this match. Of course, maybe it was a bit post-emotional. Some have even called it a bit negative, which I will say is quite funny, considering we are usually more of the positive outlook kind of a channel as well. But I would say, everybody, if you do want to see that post-match review, put it down in the comments below. But Dave and I would be happy to do it. It's just, it seems like maybe we've covered a lot of it and we don't even want to break too much down of it, because we do still have, the Chelsea game coming up as well. We have Stats with Jack coming up tomorrow. But do let us know, everybody, if you would like to see us maybe continue to talk about this match, and maybe see if we can do maybe he wants a big Pape or big Pape maybe wants to see a win or learn. Maybe we could do a short win or learn post-match review, Dave.
Yeah,
again, look, I think we need to see, because as well, guys, I will say I'm absolutely distraught from this kind of performance. I really, it takes a lot out of you, these kind of games, as well as running the watch-alongs, isn't as easy as you might think sometimes. It is kind of hard to concentrate on the game as well as concentrating, on the comments and everything as well, like David has done so expertly today. So I would say, everybody, if you want to see a win or learn, let us know in the comments. Please let us know in the comments.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But we love the win or learn. And by the way, everybody, that is going to be from here on out. Thanks to Brian C. It is going to be, the new post-match review kind of motto. No matter what, no matter how bad we play, no matter how poor we are, it is going to be always a win or learn. I love that, Big Pape.
No, 100%. No, definitely. Would love one, but you must be tired. No, look, we've had a big 2 days. No,
not even tired. We're just down, David. We're just down. This one's tough.
Yeah. We just get down as well, and it's just like, it's such a quick turnaround from this to get into the win or learn today and stuff like that. But look, we'll see what we can do. We'll have a quick discussion off air and see what we decide to do. But guys, look, what's coming up starting tomorrow is, of course, we're looking ahead to the Chelsea game. But before that, we will be dropping our player ratings from today's game. That'll be out earlier on in the day on the channel. Then we will be doing stats with Jack tomorrow night. I think we said 8:30, 9 o'clock, Jack.
Yep, I think so. Yeah, I think for Stats with Jack, we're going for Yeah, we're going for 8:30. Correct, Dave.
So 8:30 tomorrow night, which is 3:30 for you guys over on Jack's time. So 8:30 or 3:30, depending on what side of the pond you're on. Make sure you tune in for that, guys. Basically, Stats with Jack. If there is anyone new watching, we have a tactics board and everything else like that, and we will be showing you animations and stuff like that, and break down the game on what we think is going to happen and what has happened in previous games and where we can learn from it. So make sure you do tune in for that. Guys, as well, Saturday then, we'll be dropping a predicted lineup for the Chelsea game, a preview for the Chelsea game as well. So there's an awful lot more to come.
Maybe, Dave, we could do possibly a live player ratings for tonight, maybe just shortly. We could do a player ratings for tonight.
Yeah. Look,
let's do that, everybody. And because I just saw a comment, I forgot who it was from, and sorry to interrupt you, Dave. I really do apologize. But I was just going to say, someone put a comment, saying, if we could keep it a bit lighthearted, maybe something, because we are known for the laughs. I think what they were saying is, we are known to maybe cheer people up. So maybe that's what the player ratings could be, is a bit of a cheer up for us.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Look, we will do it. We'll do it. Look, just give me time to go and get some grub, and then we'll sit down and do it. Believe that. No, but look, guys, absolutely brilliant watch along today. Look, it's a shame about the results, but I enjoyed speaking to all of you, the Harris Army. Make sure you do smash that like button, guys. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. I want to say a personal thank you to everyone that's tuning in today, everyone that's helped out with the likes, the super chats, even sharing it and everything else. Really, really do appreciate it. Like I keep saying to you guys, these shows are absolutely nothing without you guys viewing in. So, really, really appreciate that. You're all legends and really appreciate the support. Look, until next time, in Nuno we trust. Come on, you Spurs. But get over to We Are Tottenham TV. They are live right now with the fan show. And get the Harris Army raid in there in the chat, just for a bit of banter. It'd be good. So make sure you get over and do that. But until then, in Nuno we trust. Come on, you Spurs.
In Nuno we trust.